Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Let's face it, sometimes multitasking can be overwhelming. Like when your favorite podcast is playing and the person next to you is talking and your car fan is blasting, all while you're trying to find the perfect parking spot. But then again, sometimes multitasking is easy, like quoting with Progressive Insurance. They do the hard work of comparing rates so you can find a great rate that works for you, even if it's not with them. Give their nifty comparison tool a try, and you might just find getting the rate and coverage you deserve is easy. All you need to do is visit Progressive's website to get a quote with all the coverages you want, like comprehensive and collision coverage or personal injury protection. Then you'll see Progressive's direct rate, and their tool will provide options from other companies all lined up and ready to compare. So it's simple to choose the rate and coverage you like. Press play on comparing auto rates. Quote at Progressive.com to join the over 29 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 18, episode number 3,861. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes heads to the Irish pub. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
The clack.
Drink it to drunk. All right, here we go. Florida beachgoers warned their eyes could be burned by people hanging brain. Meanwhile, a man goes to the airport, has 3 margaritas, loses his mind, and goes insane. U.S. Postal employee who stole mail gets 9 months in jail. A Georgia man impersonating a police officer is let out on bail. And it turns out people on TikTok don't like Gwyneth Paltrow either. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we will spend... Wow, man. I'm getting there.
Talk faster.
I know, you told me last week. I forgot about it. So we will spin the category wheel, and then we'll ask you a question from that category. But here is where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right, because as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy and returning champ is the lovely and talented Danny, who upon hearing that Mike Tyson was thick, sent him a get well card and found a way to answer 12 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
Be a contestant to play Big Dummy. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
You diet, you work out, and still there's that one stubborn spot. Hey, it's Jason. I just went after my stubborn fat by doing cool sculpting at Tureen Dermatology, Minnesota's top cool sculpting provider. Dr. Tureen is my dermatologist. We froze my fat, and those fat cells are gone for good. FDA approved, no pain, no downtime. Ranked top doctor 8 years in a row. Trust the experts at Tureen Dermatology. Call today, 651-633-6883, and say goodbye to stubborn fat.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but tell us, away we go. Welcome to Season 18, Episode number 3,861. What a large and charged program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this lovely Thursday. Head chef in the house. We are one day away from St. Patty's Day, and Ted's Meat Potatoes, the head chef, off to the Irish pub.
Yeah, man. We talk about what kind of beers Americans like to drink on St. Patrick's Day. Obviously, there's a couple big ones that see a big jump. And also, we'll talk some classic Irish pub fare.
Oh. And you know what? There's a hell of a lot more Irish pubs out there than English pubs.
That is for sure. That is for sure.
As far as food is concerned, I go to Sean O'Donnell's in my neighborhood and get the corned beef.
Would you try English nachos?
English nachos? No, I would not.
I feel like it'd be corn chips covered in beans.
Irish nachos are solid, though.
Yep.
Depending on, a lot of people do them in different styles as far as how they cut the potatoes or they use wedges or whatever the deal is. But you get into some Irish nachos, man. That's one level below poutine. That's good stuff.
Yeah. And English and Irish pubs both have one go-to food that we'll talk about.
Okay. Head chef heading to the Irish pub, coming up with Ted's Meat and Potatoes. And as we do every day, Monday through Friday, we head on over exclusively to the Odyssey app for the Men's Room Happy Hour. Made it to episode number 355. If you don't have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. Search for the Men's Room Happy Hour channel. Understand that one just goes live at 6. You get more Men's Room. Every Monday through Friday, there is a reason that channel is labeled explicit based on the content and the language. As today, once again, another round of Dirty Big Dummy.
All right.
Inspired by an article that Mike gave me about some of the weirder, things that animals do in the wild as far as mating season and just overall their sexual ability or lack thereof.
Okay. All right.
That's the best way to put it. So we have all kinds of information on animals' penises and compared to their body size, who has bigger female parts, who has bigger male parts, all those things coming up with Dirty Big Dummy, exclusively on the Odyssey app. Again, it's absolutely free. Be sure to sign in when you get there. As you listen to KISW, any of the shows, anytime, just know that every hour that you are signed on to the app, you get a chance to win rad stuff, as they say on the promo. This week, it's once again tickets to see KISS on their farewell tour. So get there, sign in, and more chances to win the longer you listen. And today is the day we play Big Dummy. It's an easy game to play. We spin that category wheel. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. Our biggest dummy, as you said, Danny. It took her 12 questions.
That is correct.
To get one right. And as we like to do, we play Big Dummy. We do a little poll. And the last time we played, we asked you this question. You get to find out the one is real. So we went with ghosts, the Loch Ness Monster, which we've heard about for almost our entire lives, Bigfoot, another one of those, and aliens. And here's how the voting shook down. If you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, Loch Ness Monster came in last place. Only 11% of you cared.
Nobody cares about me.
That if he washed up on shore, Nessie, that you would be interested. I would be incredibly curious about this.
Well, I think we all would be. It's just the idea that of these four things, we care.
There's some boxes that I would like checked off in my lifetime. Quicksand, Bermuda Triangle, Loch Ness Monster.
Sure.
There's a handful of them. That would be a good one. But Loch Ness Monster, only 11% of you said you cared one way or another. Find out what is real. Number 3, ghosts. 17% of you said that's what I'd like to find out, if ghosts are actual things or not. A lot of people who believe in ghosts and have had ghost encounters swear by the fact that they saw a ghost or something weird was going on. 28% of you, and number 2, said Bigfoot, which was a big change from the callers that were playing Big Dummy last Thursday. A lot of you guys picked Bigfoot, but if you go to the poll, only 28% did. Number 1 by far at 44%, you said that aliens would be the thing that you would like to find out is real, and they discovered one of those. All right, this week on the Men's Room poll.
What if they just hit us with all 4 at once? Like, look, man, here's Bigfoot. You sit down for an interview. Here's a Loch Ness Monster. Here's a clear picture of her. And the aliens are going down to field your calls. And by the way, the aliens, I hate coming to Earth because you have so many ghosts.
Right. Well, you know how, if you go to a lake that's a swimmable lake, you'll see that they have those huge inflatable unicorns. Mm-hmm. They've been in the news where people have been swept out to the ocean in these things.
I think they're too inflatable. It's a problem.
They're big. They act like a sail and all those things. In Europe, do you think that they have an inflatable Loch Ness Monster?
I guarantee you.
That you get on instead of a giant unicorn.
I've seen a lot of inflatable animals in rivers.
But at least in Scotland,
but the Loch Ness Monster would make sense, wouldn't it? That would be like the cool one to have, I think. Like if I was going to get an inflatable and I lived on a lake, I had kids, whatever the deal is, I get the inflatable Loch Ness Monster.
Like if you're visiting Washington State, you're not from here, but you visit, and there's a Bigfoot trinket, you're going to buy it. If you visit Maryland and they have a Bigfoot trinket, you're not.
Okay. This week on the Men's Room poll, it's a little bit of a strange one.
You know what I mean?
So he's in Maryland, he'd have to be holding a blue crab. You know that.
Or he'd be colored in the flag colors. I get it. But Bigfoot doesn't mean anything there. You got to go to the inflatable Loch Ness, I'm telling you, go to Scotland, you can find yourself an inflatable Loch Ness.
All right. So this week we're going to have your life portrayed in one of 4 ways.
All right.
So look, based on your legacy, based on everything you've done in your life, the story your life tells, how would you like that portrayed? All right. So the first choice is a television show. Now, obviously, in hour increments, whatever, how many ever seasons it takes, you would be immortalized through television and people would know something about you through your TV life, right? Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is through a book. A book would be written about you. You can pick if it's fictional, non-fictional. That's up to you. But either way, your life would be mostly all in a big book. Number 3 is a movie. If you can get it into 2 hours, would you like your life to be portrayed in a movie?
You can go up to 3 hours now.
Yeah, you go up to 3 hours. Sure.
I thought I would need sequels, though.
Each
stage of life is so very, very different.
All right, that's fair enough.
Childhood to teen years to finally getting into radio, they are much different experience.
Very few movies are about a person's full life.
Sure,
it's always about a snapshot. So absolutely. And the fourth way would be stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you could do this a number of ways. If you were in theater and you like to do plays, of course you could go do a play. You could also do a musical. If you were into musicals, and opera would be another way to do it.
Yeah.
But either way, your story would be told on the stage. And for something about just the fact that I would like my friends to have to go to a musical to see things about my life, I think that might even be the one I pick because I hate musicals. But
I absolutely hate musicals. But if I could create a musical to ruin everyone else's life, I'm all in.
But in the Trey Parker and Matt Stone way, my songs would be very entertaining that would tell the story. So instead of just, bridging from point A to point B, these songs would be about things that have happened in my life, which are absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
So the songs involved, I think, would be strong. The music would suck, obviously, as far as the storytelling is concerned. Because, again, I hate musicals, but
they're just not good songs. I mean, they're just not.
Yeah, but you bring up a good point. Like, I don't think of myself as liking musicals, but Book of Mormon is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Because at least it made you laugh, right? So you can get past the... Like, I had to see... What was the one everyone cared about? Hamilton, right. I was like, it's not Hamlet, right. So Hamilton. Look,
the one that everyone cared about.
Yeah, it was fine. It was what it was. It was impressive how they pulled it off. But I didn't care. But if I were going to do a musical, I would do it like that because at no point in Hamilton are they not singing.
Sure.
Right? So most musicals, there's some dialogue, and then you break into a song kind of to bridge the gap or say how deeply in love you are, whatever that trash is, right? But with Hamilton, there is no piece of dialogue where they're not singing. So I was annoyed literally the entire time.
Well, lyrically, my stuff would be more on the tip of Steel Panther.
Sure.
So the musical would go a lot more that way than it would go the way of a traditional musical. So there's your poll. Your life is portrayed through TV show, book, movie, or stage. All right, the game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK. Steve, who is our first contestant, ready to play the big game.
Hello, Spencer. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, guys.
Hola. Hola. Spencer, are you sober or not sober?
Who wrote the book, actually?
What's that?
Oh, sorry, guys, but I sent you the email. I wrote the book with you guys in it.
That's Spencer.
Oh, gotcha,
all right.
gotcha.
All right, so if I'm just going to assume then that you are a soon-to-be published author, that if we're going to tell the story of your life, it would be a book.
Ted. Is Ted going to be...
Obviously, I haven't emailed you back, Spencer.
Sorry.
I'll check on it.
Spencer, are you sober or not
Totally
sober?
up to you guys. Sober.
Sober. All right.
I think that's part of the book, is he was notoriously sober now.
Aha. Okay. All right, Spencer, your life is portrayed through what? A TV show, a book, a movie, or stage?
I'll take the book.
You're going to take the book.
As an author, would you prefer to write your own story? All right, not as an autobiography, because autobiography is kind of boring sometimes, but would you write your own book, or would you have someone else write it for you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would write it because I know the experience, and it's always write what you know. And thanks for calling me an author. I'm not yet, but thank you.
I said soon-to-be
so much.
published author. Yeah,
I couldn't open the attachment you sent to me.
I know, we couldn't open it.
I have no idea what the book is about.
So you guys haven't read any of it? Oh,
No.
my goodness.
We couldn't open it.
I got to send it to you. I'll send the whole book to you if I can publish it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
this is
we'll
your
take
radio
that.
show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just send the parts we could read.
Thanks, guys.
No, we just couldn't open the attachments.
Yeah, I'll resend the parts that you guys are in it because thanks, just thank all of you guys.
And just so you
much,
know, I reached out to Robin as well to let her know and forwarded your email to her so that she knows what's going on.
I think book's a good call,
I
too.
think she'll be okay.
Eventually, it could be, you know what I mean? Like, The Godfather was a book.
Right, then they'll make the movie.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever put out a movie and then they wrote a book?
He-Man.
I don't think so.
He-Man.
Yes. Spencer, you said that Robin runs a house of ill repute. Is that right?
No, I said Robin. I called her a fox in the book.
I
so,
see.
You know,
I see what you did there.
Robin Fox.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so clever, right? It reads a lot better. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
It reads better than I can tell it. All right, Spencer, here is your first question. Yeah. What relative of the raccoon is sometimes known as the cat bear?
Oh, come on, dude.
Hang on, man.
Oh, God, I can't do this.
Bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
All right, Spencer, no brown words.
No brown words. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So what relative of the raccoon is sometimes known as the cat bear?
I'm just going to guess length.
The red panda?
You're close, panda bear.
All right, panda bear.
I like that you're very specific.
He's the one that like always stands up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so does a raccoon, too. You've seen those videos.
Do any of the pandas wave, or is it just cats that wave? Right? When you go
like in the shops and stuff? Or the restaurants?
I know I've definitely seen cats waving. I've also seen the pandas up like the cat, but I can't remember if I've seen the panda waving at me.
I don't know.
Now I'm going to look. Now I've become obsessed. All right, Spencer, question number 2. What country did the United States purchase Alaska from?
Russia, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are correct. I bet you they'd like to have that back.
Yeah.
How much did we pay for that? Do we know?
Not much.
2 cents an acre.
Yeah.
2 cents an acre.
Absolutely.
How many acres?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a big.
Right, and everybody
big
thought we
ass
made a
thing.
giant mistake. Stewart's Folly.
That is what Stewart's Folly is, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch. Hola.
Hola.
Joe, are you sober or not sober?
I just finished smoking my lunch.
All right, Joe. Tasty, I bet. Joe, your life is portrayed through what? A TV show, a book, a movie, or stage?
You know, I was thinking stage but what was Spencer?
Yeah.
I think he talked me into a book, but I want the book to be written like Dr. Seuss.
So just long run. You know what? I like that idea. Would it also be illustrated or just the words?
Oh, got to be illustrated too. Yeah.
There once was a man named Joe. His mother was a big old. I can't think of a word.
Strange that you say that, Joe. I did. I was doing a little research today.
Yeah.
I read a lot about Dr. Seuss. He was not a good person at all. I did not realize what a horrible person.
He's like Walt Disney. Where
he's
it's like,
the worst.
What they put out into the world has been beneficial and very positive to many children and many people, but they, as human beings, are god awful.
If you knew what he did to his wife,
he's awful.
He is horrible.
Yeah, he was a terrible person.
A little bit about it, but some of it is just hard to believe.
I mean, kind of like, look, man, it's
You're
like
probably
anything.
a normal person.
You know, people put good things out in the world, but they would say don't meet your heroes. That's kind of the reason why.
Albert Einstein, same guy.
I can see my kids.
Horrible human being.
Yeah. Oh my God, Mr. Dizzy, get away from me, N-bomb. Right? So, yeah, I mean, that's how he rolled. Go enjoy Mickey and shut the F up. Mike, how many acres was Alaska? Did we find that out?
586,412 square miles of land. It was a $7.2 million purchase.
Oh, still not bad. That's like a house on Mercer Island.
Same amount of real estate that Ted Turner owned.
Yeah. All right, Joe, here is your question. Jingle Bells was originally written for what holiday?
Bells, jingle, bang, holiday. Easter?
That's not a bad guess when you say jingles and bell, but no, it's Thanksgiving.
I didn't know that.
I'm just trying to think of another major holiday where it snows, or could.
Did they bring up snow and jingle bells? Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells.
Well, you're one horse open sleigh.
One horse open sleigh. There's the tip-off.
Dashing through the snow.
It even starts that way, doesn't it? Okay.
It's about snow.
I just went straight to the course. I'm sorry. All right, Joe. The characters Baroness, Duke, and Storm Shadow were characters from what 1980s cartoon?
Oh, God. Baroness and what?
Baroness, Duke, and Storm Shadow.
1980s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard me talk about it a lot. It was my favorite cartoon growing up. I still have some of the figures.
I listen to the two adults. So, God,
because you're so intelligent.
I'm drawing a blank here. I can see it. I can see it in my mind's eye.
You should really know.
Yep.
I'm okay. That's it.
That's G.I. Joe, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. All right, we found out what country the U.S. bought Russia from, or bought Alaska from. What country did the United States buy Florida from?
Spain.
There you go. Very good.
How many different places did we buy? About Alaska, we bought Florida. We had the Louisiana Purchase, but that covered more than Louisiana, right? It's actually a big-ass territory for the Louisiana Purchase. So I want to say maybe Alabama slipped in with that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You know that St. Augustine obviously was one of the Spanish colonies.
It's right there. Yeah.
Right, but is Orlando?
I'm going to guess Orlando was established after the fact.
I mean, it's either going to be Spanish or Italian, right? Because it ends in a vowel.
You think Orlando's Italian?
I'm just saying
Tony
it ends in
Orlando?
a vowel.
Orlando Bloom.
Italian.
Orlando, oh God.
Calrissian.
Orlando. The full name's Orlando.
Orlando Jones.
Orlando Calrissian.
More Big Dummy coming up. If you'd like to be a contestant, 206-803-ROCK.
Love the skin you're in with Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa's facial services. Enjoy the tranquility and deep relaxation while giving your skin a rejuvenating glow. All facials are tailored to your individual needs using the highest quality ingredients designed to give you healthy, radiant, and younger-looking skin. Visit any one of their 8 Seattle Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa locations or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details. T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Odyssey celebrates Pride by amplifying the voices, music, and conversations of the LGBTQ plus community. Download the free Odyssey app and listen to podcasts celebrating and having conversations about the issues facing LGBTQ plus Americans, like It's Okay to Say Gay, Queer Intentions, and The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie Mattel and Katia Zamo. To hear music by and for the LGBTQ plus community, plus podcasts and more, go to Odyssey.com/Pride or download the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
My game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK. Who is our next contestant ready to play the big game?
Hello, Nick. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Big Dummy!
Hola!
Hola! Nick, are you sober or not sober?
I am California sober.
Not sober, Nick. All right, Nick, Men's Room poll. Your life is portrayed through what? TV show, book, movie, or stage?
I've been giving this a lot of thought, and you guys kind of convinced me to kind of go with the play, but I think I'm going to go TV series, but it's going to be on like HBO or something because it's kind of not rated for children.
I think most people that listen to this show might need that kind of HBO back
Netflix
for the left to deliver. And is this a one season series? Is this just one and done? Is it more like Roots, where it's a mini series, 6 weeks, 5 days a week?
This is going to be like seasons, multiple seasons, probably at least 10, maybe 20 seasons, and then like 30 to 40 episodes apiece, depending.
All right, now let me ask you, at the end of the TV series, right, we've wrapped it up, we've had our viewing party. Do we like you at the end of the series, or do we not like you?
I think you like me.
And who plays you? You get to pick the actor.
Oh, man. Well, like you guys like Steel Panther, I'm going to see them the 26th of this month, so I'm super, super stoked about that. So they would be in that, but, oh, man. I've been told I look like Ben Affleck.
Oh, that must be terrible.
Oh, okay.
That's horrible.
On with the game.
Oh, my God.
On with the game. Jesus.
Every day just drops his head in shame.
Exactly.
People think I look like Ben Affleck.
Sad Ben Affleck.
I was told I look like a wise turtle, Kiss my ass. You're doing fine.
A wise turtle.
At least it was a wise, not a stupid turtle, Miles. A wise one. All right, Nick. Here,
a wise one.
Yes, a wise turtle. Put some respect on it, please. All right, Nick. Here is your question. Who was the first woman to be introduced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Joan Jett.
Not a bad call.
I'll say Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin it was.
Urethra Franklin.
Yes, Urethra Franklin. That's what I named my penis, Urethra Franklin.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Singing the blues.
Black, kind of stubby. All right, your question. What was the name of Boba Fett's ship?
Oh. Speed Racer 2020, I don't know.
Speed Racer. So close. Any ideas? Come on, Miles. You watched the book of Boba Fett?
I did. I just don't remember the name of his...
It's a lovely name. It is Slave One.
Oh, Slave
One, yes.
No wonder I didn't get that.
I get the feeling they stopped there. Like, we gave some thought. We're just going to stop at one. All right, your question. Where on your body would you find papillae? It's a series of bumps. So where on your body would you find the papillae? It's a series of bumps. Sorry, pupilli. Pupilli.
Pupilli.
It is pupilli. I'm sure that helps.
Type of pasta.
It does sound like a pasta.
Totally.
Shaped in a log.
Let's go with the foot.
That's the foot.
I'm going to say it's the back of your tongue.
Mike went with his junk.
I thought it was down there too. Maybe like
You got that bumpy junk?
Maybe like the little ridge part.
Oh, like the bumps on the actual, with the perineum, I guess, as it were. No, Miles, you're correct. It's the tongue, and it's actually the little bumps leading up to the taste buds.
All right. You got a bumpy tongue.
Right. Oh, yeah, player.
Learn something.
All right, do you remember what it's called? Pupilli. Pupilli. Drop that knowledge. All right. On The Simpsons, who is Bart's fourth grade teacher?
Oh.
You can picture her face, I'm sure.
I just can't see the name, so we're going to go with,
It's fourth grade.
Simpson.
You guys remember?
No.
Ms. Krabappel. What was the name of your fourth grade teacher?
There it is.
Mrs. DeVincent.
Yeah, Ms. DeVincent.
Mrs. Brennan.
Ms. Brennan. Mike, do you remember your fourth grade teacher? Man, I'm struggling.
Fourth grade. I had Mrs. Brabham and Mrs. Scott, I believe.
I cannot remember. I can remember my third grade teacher, Miss Rich, first older woman I had a crush on. I didn't care about her mustache. Fifth grade, I had Ms. Buckowitz. And to give you an idea of who Ms. Buckowitz was, she was exactly as nice as her name suggests.
Come on.
I cannot remember my fourth grade
So
teacher.
not saying I went to an Irish Catholic grade school.
Mary Elizabeth.
Well, Brennan.
Yeah.
And then we had Mrs. Sullivan.
Welcome to the class.
I had two teachers that had to leave halfway through the year because of their pregnancy.
Yeah, Miss Rich got pregnant when I was in fourth grade, so it didn't bother me. In sixth grade, I did have a teacher named Mr. Daria. And first day of class, he settled it. I already know the jokes. I get it. Diarrhea. You can call me Mr. Diarrhea. I don't care. One of the coolest teachers I had.
Yeah, at one point in time it was Miss Edwards.
So she came back as
Mrs. Johnson.
My kids just went through that with one of their teachers, and it is amazing how much kids struggle, right? So, like, the first half of the year, they know the teacher, Ms. Montgomery. Mm-hmm. She even said, I'm getting married. When I come back, my last name will be whatever the hell it is now. I don't care. But she did, and they couldn't wrap their heads around it.
Yep.
I mean, look, my sister-in-law, she hyphened it, but, like, she also was like, Smith Caesar, I'll just take it.
I still call a lot of people by their maiden name, because to me, that's their name. And I'm not saying they didn't take a name. I just like.
What, you call most ladies by their last name?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Sure.
You call a lot of dudes by their last name? I never saw.
I do.
I'm trying to think if there's any woman in my life that I call just by her last name.
Yeah, down the hallway, like, what's up, Sellers? That's not even a real name.
You know what? I do call Sellers. No, you're right. There it is. Okay.
Yeah. See?
Sellers. Yeah. I know her first name.
It's a military thing, too.
I had to think for a second we were talking about. I'm like,
Sellers?
her Sellers?
Yeah.
All right.
I've always called her
She's
Sellers.
only been married for 15 years.
I know.
20 years.
And for 18 years, I've called her Sellers. That's just who she is. Damn, you're right.
And her husband's company has a hell of a tailgate.
I've heard that. Ohio State dude, right?
No.
Ohio State?
They're Washington fans.
No, I thought they went to Ohio State or something. I don't know. All right, Nick, shut up. Back to the game. Dr. Bernard was the first doctor to successfully perform what type of organ transplant? Was it heart, kidney, eye, or liver?
Let's go with liver.
I'm going to say eye, because it seems weird.
It does seem weird. That's why I put it there, but it was the heart.
Can you do an eye transplant? I guess you can.
I believe.
So if I'm blind, can I get a couple new sets of balls?
I believe that it has happened. I think that it's like cadaver eyes, essentially.
Yeah. Those are the wrong ones, Doc.
That's not what I meant.
He gave me a left one. It's going right.
It looks like just a big ball of lashes.
All right, but the eyes below. That's not what I meant when I said eyeballs, dummy.
But this is a crazy view.
Yeah, right?
Now I have to keep my fly open when I drive. All right, your question.
Open.
Trains, stamps, coins, or autographs. What is a Greiser interested in? A Greiser, Gricer. Trains, stamps, coins, or autographs?
Trains.
Nailed it. That's what my grandfather was then.
He was a Greiser?
He was a big-time Greiser. He used to...
Did he work for the railroad or just interested in the railroad?
His father worked for the railroad, and then when he retired, he became he worked on scenic trains through, like, the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Oh, okay.
Smoky
All
Mountains, all that stuff. So they would go on, like, dinner car runs. Sometimes it'd be a dinner. Sometimes it'd be, like, a 3 or 4 day thing. And my grandfather loved it. pocket watches, the whole deal, man.
Oh, did he dress the part as well?
Yeah, and he got away from my grandmother for like 3 or 4 days. And he never really said too much about that because he was always very polite, but he always like, yeah, it's really peaceful.
Well, my grandfather went to church 7 days a week, and everyone's like, he's so devout, he's so religious. I'm like, have you met my grandmother? I mean, honest to God, man. That's why he goes there. This is the same man that bought me Grim Reaper's See You in Hell. Like, he wasn't that devout. He was very religious. He wasn't that.
Well, and train people, if you're into trains, like, people are into trains.
Right. Oh, yeah. And it's not a passing interest.
Right, and you have to dress the part.
Yep.
Yeah, like I can remember right now in College Park, Maryland, where I grew up, there was a train guy. It's like we'd be practicing baseball, right? And the train tracks ran like in the back of the field.
All right.
That guy would show up like on time just to watch him go by.
Yep. They wear like overalls. God,
train hat.
There's guys down there like in Interbay. Same exact thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, especially when all the Boeing trains go. Planes go by on the trains.
But they don't work there. They're just excited to be there.
Same thing with airplanes.
I know a lot of people, but they don't dress like pilots.
No.
You know what I mean? They love aviation. I get it. They might buy aviator sunglasses, but they don't show up like in a pilot's uniform.
But they show up in weird places on airport property to take pictures. Well, probably freaks the hell out of the TSA people and everyone else.
Well, I agree with both of you. Like, I don't know. I know some airplane junkies. But you're right. Like
they don't dress like pilots,
right? But I also train people some slack. Like, I mean, look, you're wearing a football jersey.
I know, but I don't have the shoulder pads on.
Do train people have miniature trains in their basement?
So I think some of them do.
All right.
What was I going to say? Our own Steve Miggs, like his wife's grandfather. Like, his collection was so massive, I saw it on Pawn Stars when they visited Seattle.
Oh, you told me that before.
Like, unreal. Like, to the point of, like, they were like, we could buy, like, one or two of them. But same thing. He'd sit down there. I mean, when I was a kid, the woman that babysat us, her husband loved trains. He wore the hat, not the overalls, but he'd throw on the hat.
I think you're better to go overalls without the hat than to wear the hat without the overalls. That's just me. On that note, just a quick side note, coming into work today, 3rd Avenue in downtown Seattle, being 3rd Avenue, I nudged my wife and just pointed to this woman across the street. I said, hey, support is support. And the reason I said that is because she was wearing her bra on the outside of her shirt.
Hey, whatever.
And I was like, hey, whatever.
She
still got the support. Who am I to judge?
I'm guessing this wasn't a fashion statement.
It was not. No. Hello, Blaine. Welcome to the men's room.
Yo.
Hola. Blaine, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
Blaine, welcome to Big Dummy. All right, how do you want your life portrayed there? In a TV show, a book, a movie, or stage?
TV show.
TV show.
Honestly.
All right.
Who's going to play you in the...
F2.
Yeah.
Once again, bedroom callers, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
All right, without the brown word, who did you think?
Myself.
Oh, you're going to play yourself. All right, dig it.
Okay.
All right, your question. What is Captain Crunch's first name?
Give it to me.
Give it to
Crunch. Is it Horatio?
It is Horatio. It's named for the ratio of whores that he spent time with. So the whore ratio. Ratio. All right, your question.
The whole thing is just strange. He's not really a captain.
He's not a captain. That's why he's a captain.
His name is Horatio.
His name's Horatio. He was born, oh crap, man. He was born like next to the Lake of Milk or Milk Lake. Like they have this entire biography of the guy. It's actually chilling. All right, your question. Vodka, ginger beer, and lime are mixed together to create what cocktail?
Can you repeat that?
Terrible. Vodka, ginger beer, and lime are mixed together to create what cocktail?
My mom used to be a bartender. I know this one.
You said you used to be a bartender?
My mom used to be a bartender.
Ah, okay.
You know this one, comrade.
Yeah, vodka, lime, and ginger beer.
Did you eat a cigarette before you called us?
Nope.
Just chewing on it.
Did you get shot in the throat by a paintball?
No, that would hurt though. I've been shot with paintballs.
Yes, it would.
So any guess on the
I
vodka
have to
ginger
work on
beer?
that one. I'm going to pass on that one.
There it comes.
Well, just name a drink. That way you can at least have a chance.
Whipping nipple.
That's a good guess if you're going to be wrong.
Is it a Moscow Mule?
It is a Moscow Mule. That's why I gave you the look. Do your imitation of a mule again. Aren't they more like...
Somehow, if you guys were playing a game where sound effects like mattered,
Yeah.
you would get that. With
Because
YouTube.
it's Ted.
I know.
So with Ted, you take a slightly different
I would
tack.
say cow.
right, exactly. If you're...
All right, you're right. It did sound more like a cow.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, with the mule.
I thought the comrade thing was a good hint.
It was.
It was.
All right, your question. Europhobia. Europhobia is the fear of what common household pet? All right. Yes, indeed, a cat.
Okay. There we go.
Ted never tried to do charades. Was that not a good cat?
It was.
A very good cat. You had no doubt what animal I was going for.
Yes.
You just lick the back of your hand and wave it over your head. That's a cat.
Let's roll the dice here and see if we can get a
I feel like we're rolling the dice with every call we
normal
take today.
contestant on Big Dummy. Somebody who's...
Where's the beer guy when we need him?
Somebody here says the last caller sounded like Sasquatch. Hello, Danny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Danny, are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
Danny, welcome to Big Dummy. All right, our men's room poll. Your life is portrayed through either a TV show, a book, stage, or movie. What are you taking?
Book.
A book. Fiction or nonfiction? Are you kind of going off the rails on this one, or are you going to be straight and true to your story?
Nonfiction.
All right, cool. That's basically what Weird Al did with this movie.
Well, this is essentially the story of my life.
Maybe
but I'm going to
something might be
embellish it.
true, but there's other things in there.
I think I'd be more apt to leave certain things out than I would be to embellish things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just as I go through my life, like, we do not need that book. I can go to my grave with that one. So good. All right there, Danny. Here's your question. Who was the lead singer of the Sugar Cubes?
Oh, man.
Their name sounds
no
like...
idea.
It sounds like the sound you make when you're going to vomit.
Like their music.
Ralph? Ralph something?
That's not bad.
Ralph
That's not
Macchio.
bad. Pukey puke pooks.
Close. It's Bjork. Bjork.
Oh, yeah. That too.
Or like what an animal would call his penis. It was like,
my Bjork.
Hey, baby, you want this Bjork?
All right, your question. Bucharest. I'm going to start calling my penis a Bjork. Ever met Bjork? Want to?
Does your pubic hair have pigtails?
Yes, it does.
I'll be.
Bucharest is the capital of what country?
Is it Hungary?
Not a bad guess. Right part of the world, Ted. Bucharest.
Oh, I don't... No, it's not Hungary.
It's not Hungary.
Austria?
Romania.
Oh, I went too far.
All right, Danny, question 3.
Question number 3.
Bucharest.
Oh, I get it now.
It's
Bucharest.
Yeah, it's my favorite place. All right, who is Gianni Versace's sister? She never saw plastic surgery she would turn down.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend was watching some fashion show. Is it Donatella?
Donatella!
There you go.
Yes, indeed.
Nice
a
job.
face you will never forget.
Okay.
Or understand.
Big Dummy is the game. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Pam. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Pam, sober, not sober?
Sober, I'm doing the dishes, although I should be not sober.
Yeah, for doing the dishes.
You got to
Pam.
be sober to do dishes.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a question, Pam. Are you doing dishes from lunch, from breakfast, or last night's dinner?
3 weeks ago.
Okay, Pam.
Okay,
Your life is
cool.
portrayed through what? A TV show, a book, a movie, or stage?
It would totally be a movie, and it would be a horror film.
It would
God.
Be. And who would be playing you there, Pam? Well, who do you look like?
My mother. I don't know.
I know, but like an actress. Somebody famous that we can identify with.
I guess Susan Sarandon.
All right, Susan Sarandon.
Right.
Okay.
In the horror movie of Pam's life. That is nice.
Yeah.
All right, Pam, the horror star. Here's your question. What was Leo Tolstoy's profession? Leo Tolstoy. Was he a philosopher, a dancer, a mathematician, or an author? Leo Tolstoy.
Mathematician.
He was an author. He was, in fact, an author. He's the guy who wrote War and Peace. Yeah. You know, the big book you never read, just like the rest of us? He's the author.
I use it to hold up the bed.
Hey, you're using War and Peace to hold up your bed?
Yeah, well, it's missing a wheel.
Okay.
You can just wheel that bed anywhere you want in your place?
As you can tell, I live by myself. So.
Is it a hospital bed?
No.
Okay.
Safe to say it was the best of times, and it was
the worst of times.
I'm trying to think how many beds I've ever had in my life that had a wheel on it. The answer is no. None.
No, I have not. No. Unless I was a kid.
I have.
Have you?
But like a box spring bed?
Well, the metal bed frames have wheels on them.
Oh, the little white wheels on the bottom. Okay.
Right. You're right.
All right, Pam. What soft drink claims to have 23 flavors?
Oh, yeah.
23 flavors.
23 flavors.
That's their big brag point. All the flavors are bad, in my opinion, but 23 flavors.
Can you call this individual?
Mr. Pibb.
Oh, Dr. Pepper.
Just give it to her. Pam. That was close, man.
You were as close as you can get.
If I went to your house and you had Mr. Pibb, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I feel like you'd go Mr. Pibb.
Damn, you got Mr. Pibb.
Of all the sodas, it's a knockoff.
Did you know Dr. Pepper was the first soda ever made, though?
Yeah, sure was.
It wasn't Coca-Cola, it was Dr. Pepper.
So if you know that much, you didn't know the answer?
Bet you went Mr. Pibb. Man, oh man. Mr. Pibb never got his PhD. He's not a doctor.
Yeah.
He was going to go by Nurse Pibb, but he didn't like the sound.
Nurse Pibb.
Right.
Nurse Pibb.
Orderly Pibb.
All right, your question. Who was the only Marx brother with a mustache?
Wait, he was on, wasn't he was on like the Lucy show. Curly? No, that's Three Stooges.
That's Three Stooges. That is Three Stooges, Pam.
Yeah. Same general genre.
Yeah.
He's typically the first guy.
He's the main one.
I'm going to go with Floyd. I don't know their first names.
He was Groucho.
Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx.
Yeah, okay.
I know. Now you know.
I was going to say Carl.
Hey, Pam, hang on the line for us. Right. We got to take a break, but we're going to get back to you on the other side.
And more Big Dummy coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Are you driving your car or doing laundry right now? Podcasts go best when they're bundled with another activity, like Progressive home and auto policies. They're best when bundled too. Having these two policies together makes insurance easier and could help you save. Customers who save by switching their home and car insurance to Progressive save nearly $800 on average. Quote a home and car bundle today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $793 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2021 and May 2022. Potential savings will vary.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Join me every Thursday at 1 p.m. exclusively on the Odyssey app as we go live with Odyssey. Join in on the action as we cover interesting facts, top 10 lists, and some fun new games. Follow the Men's Room page on the Odyssey app and join in all the fun Thursday afternoons at 1.
99.9 KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803-ROCK. We still have Pam on the line. Pam, you're working on question number 5. How are the dishes coming along there?
One load already started.
Okay, that's great.
Excellent. Good
work. What were you using the past 3 weeks as utensils and plates since you hadn't done your dishes?
Well, I have enough to last that long.
You do? That is impressive. All right. I think I have 21 plates.
Yeah, once you run out, you have to do them.
That's why I would not want 21 plates. just for the off chance that I'm like, I'm not feeling it. Because by the time I get around to it, I got like 20 plates to wash. Yeah. I stick with the standard 8. That is what we've got. All right, Pam, here is your question. Who is widely credited with sewing the first American flag?
Betsy Ross.
Ah, there you go.
There you
Nice
go. Give
job,
a commercial
man.
break
Nice
to think
job.
about.
That's it.
Did Betsy Ross live in Gettysburg?
I thought it was Philadelphia.
It was Philadelphia.
I thought it was Virginia.
We're all
Mike,
wrong.
let me find out where Betsy Ross was. At least when she sewed the flag.
Did I just call her
She's
Betty?
probably in some small town.
I think, did you call her Betty Ross?
Yeah, Betty.
If you know the song, it's funny. So where did you say you think she was in?
I thought it was Philadelphia.
Philly, you're saying Gettysburg, Ted?
Yeah.
I'm going Virginia. Somehow I think we're all going to be wrong.
Let's see. Ross made flags for the Pennsylvania Navy Army.
Navy Army, it's got to be close to Philly then.
Pennsylvania, him and a
Or Gettysburg.
Pennsylvania. All I'm seeing is Pennsylvania.
All
here.
right.
Well, I'm closest then.
One of you is, but it isn't me.
I mean, she died in Philly, Miles. I'll give you that.
She did, all right.
Well, Philly's like that.
Oh.
Hello,
Drive
Wes.
by.
Hello, Wes. Welcome to the men's room.
Spicy Bigfoot.
Hola. Wes, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
Wes, welcome to the program and Big Dummy. On our men's room poll, your life is going to be portrayed through a television show, a book, a movie, or the stage.
Let's go with a movie.
All right, a movie.
The movie of Wes.
Is it going to be a drama? Is it going to be a comedy? Is it going to be a romantic comedy?
A horror movie?
An action film?
It's probably going to be a drama and a dark comedy, and I already know who's going to play me.
All right.
Yeah, young me, not that I'm pretty, but Robert Pattinson, and then middle-aged me, Vince Vaughn, and then old me, Anthony Edwards.
All right, pretty good actors.
Meanwhile, Anthony Edwards is like, hey, what the hell, man?
VD is doing our fact checking. He found out that it actually is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Betsy Ross.
See?
$1 to mile.
I don't know. I looked it up. Said she was born in Gloucester City, colony of New Jersey.
Hey,
Well, it could be out there by
I can
Cherry
sew
Hill.
your flag.
It's probably Cherry Hill Morristown
Hey,
area.
Betsy, why don't you put all that stuff to use and make us a flag?
Stop smoking the hemp and do something useful, eh? Yeah.
Hey, does your mother sew? Get her to sew this.
Right.
That was the name of her shop. So this.
So this.
She also invented American pizza.
No, the name of the shop is So What?
Yeah.
We know what she first made.
What's that?
Slacks.
Yeah, I used to make slacks. I got into the flag business. All right, Wes, here is your question. What state was named after an island in a romance novel? It's a state west of the Mississippi. I don't expect anyone to know this. I'm just sharing this because I thought it was interesting. So there's a 16th century novel that was written by a Spanish author, Las Sergas de Esplanadian, basically the adventures. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to go Nevada.
I'm going to guess Arizona.
California.
No way. California?
Yeah. So California was the name of an imaginary island in a romance novel from the 1500s. When they decided to name this place, they're like, that's beautiful. Name it
So basically
California.
of Spanish origin.
That's exactly
Because
it.
Mexico, Baja California.
You got it.
Yeah.
So you did so well with that one. What state was named for the color red?
Oh.
Color red.
VD just told me it makes sense.
It is. It's right there.
Oh,
What
God.
state is named for the color red?
Arizona, I don't know.
Oh, Colorado.
Yes. The state that was named for the color red is Colorado.
Oh.
Question 3.
That has the Jersey influence. Colorado. Hey.
They got the best gabagool down in Colorado. Every Sunday, me and Montgomery, we go down there after he's done playing golf.
All right, the question, who played Judge Dredd in the 1995 movie by the same name?
Hey, yo, it's Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, the Italian Stallion, that's right.
Was that movie any good? I don't remember that thing.
I never saw it. If I remember the reviews were not great. Then I read something recently where they're like, go back and watch it. It's pretty good. So I
Typically,
don't know.
some of those that are just so corny and ridiculous are better to go
They
back and
age
watch.
better.
They
Yeah.
really do. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
When did it come out?
95.
All right, I was going to say, I liked it, but I was also a teenager.
Right. So it's kind of hard to gauge, right?
And Sandra Bullock was hot.
Oh, is she?
hot.
I will check it out. Hello, Juan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Juan Black, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober. I have to go to meet my son's teacher right now.
Oh, you do? So it's parent-teacher conference night.
Oh, it's the best night to get hammered.
All right, Juan, your life is portrayed through what? A TV show, a book, a movie, or stage?
A TV show.
Okay. And who's playing you?
Jack Black.
Yeah, okay. So it's a comedy.
Yeah, you can say comedy. Yeah.
I don't think it's funny, but other people do.
Yeah, are you sure this isn't more like, I don't know, Narcos?
Right.
Yeah.
The story, you're definitely on HBO, brother. Exactly. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, it would be HBO.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, Narcos was on Netflix.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sure. You can go to any of the streaming services. All right, here is your question. Siam is the former name of what Asian country? Siam.
Who was that?
Siam is the former name of what Asian country?
Where Pacquiao's from.
Where's Pacquiao from? The Philippines. Not the Philippines.
Is it Vietnam?
It is not Vietnam.
Thailand.
Thailand. That is correct.
Okay.
Ooh, Thailand. All right.
I like Thailand better.
Really?
Than Siam.
I like Siam. I think it sounds cool.
It just sounds like somebody's like bitching at you.
It sounds like a country person screaming Sam.
Siam, come down here.
Sammy Davis Jr. All right. Your question, what actor who's loved in Germany played the coach of the German dodgeball team in the 2004 movie Dodgeball, a true underdog story?
Knight Rider.
Yes, what is his name?
Come on. What's that dude's name? Knight Rider.
Loves brothers.
The Hoff.
I'll give it to you. There you go. I like how quick the answer. Knight Rider. I know it's Knight Rider.
Knight Rider. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROD.
Hello, Jeremy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Jeremy, are you sober or not sober today?
Not sober, sir.
All right, Jeremy. Welcome to Big Dummy. And away we go.
I like Jeremy already.
Your life is portrayed through a TV show, Jeremy, book, movie, or stage. Where are you going?
It's going to be a one-time movie.
Okay.
Cinematic release or on-demand TV?
Or straight to video?
I'm probably on demand.
Okay.
Is it going to be a comedy, a drama? What's your life been like?
Comedy, drama, maybe a little bit of both.
Okay. All right. A little bit of everything.
And who's going to play you?
I'm thinking I'm a Ben Affleck, and I don't know, Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz is going to play you.
I see what you did there.
All right.
I think I would just have Samuel L. Jackson play me since we have the same general interpersonal skills, it seems. Mm-hmm. We seem to track in certain ways. What, mother effer? All right. Here is your question. Who was the head coach of the Notre Dame college football team from 1918 to 1930?
Oh, Lordy. Lou Holt?
No, he's 1988.
Newt Rockney?
Yeah, Newt Rockney.
Newt
Yes.
Rockney.
By the way, Ted, people are chiming in to let you know you're confusing your Sly Stallone questionable 90s movies. Sandra Bullock was in Demolition Man, not Judge Dredd.
Okay.
A bunch of people chimed in. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember her in Demolition Man, but I remember the movie Demolition Man.
Huh.
That was a Wesley Snipes flick, I believe.
Right, but I thought Judge... Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't enter that
Also,
world.
just for the record, I very much confused Gettysburg with flags. There was only one woman killed there.
In Gettysburg?
By a stray bullet. She wasn't making a flag, which is my head. She was just kneading dough.
See, to get hit by a stray bullet and die, that's why I think Philly.
Ted, did you ever see the Saturday Night Live sketch where Sylvester is hosting the show, and he comes on, and this guy's like asking him about, he's like dying and asking him, why did you make this movie?
Right.
Why? He rattles off like 30 Stallone flicks, and they've all been made in like 10 years. So it's easy to get these movies confused.
All right. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
All right, your question. What is it that turns blue litmus paper red?
I'm a dummy.
Okay, this is not confessional, bro. We just hazard a guess.
Blood?
Alcohol?
I guess blood would turn red. Acid.
Acid.
Yeah.
All right, question 3, Jeremy.
By the way, we talked about California being named after an island from a romance novel. Somebody points out, they say that prior to the 1750s, the world thought that California was, in fact, an island. Makes sense. All right. Your question, what state is home to the Joshua Tree?
Oh, yeah. California.
There you go, Jeremy.
California.
That's right.
California getting love today.
Where the streets have no name. We talked about that the last time. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. Brandon, sober, not sober?
I am sober, although it's my 32nd birthday, so probably not for much longer.
Good for you, man.
What are you doing tonight for your 32nd?
I think me and the wife are just going to go get some dinner, so nothing too exciting. Got work tomorrow. So.
What is your dinner, your birthday dinner? So what are you going to get?
I'm thinking maybe Red Lobster tonight.
Damn, dude.
Red Lobster.
All right. All right. Okay there, Brandon. Happy birthday. Your life is portrayed through what? TV show, book, movie, or stage?
I'm going to go with book.
A book. All right. Okay.
See, if you've done TV, we can answer
whoever wants to hear it, really has to be interested in order to go through a book. You can't just sit down and...
Is it a pop-up book?
See, I do pop-up.
Oh, it's definitely a pop-up book, yep.
Like the Tommy Lee one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody here says, how come nobody ever picks an ugly actor to play them? Let's think about 99% of all the actors in Hollywood. There's not a lot of ugly people to choose from.
There are some.
I mean, there are a few, but we call them character actors, and they're like Paul Giamatti, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
The ones that win Academy Awards.
I'm looking at a list of people I could pick to play me.
They're really good actors. Right. So there's not a lot of ugly
they have
actors.
to overcome their looks.
They do. Steve Buscemi, right? They show up, you immediately pay attention because they play interesting characters. Right. Great. Kevin Spacey, aside from all of his stuff, right? Good actor. Because you're not good-looking people. Then you have Ryan Gosling. He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. You mean fine as far as looks or in acting?
Both.
All right.
Fine.
He is fine.
Right. He's fine with a PH. And getting into it. That's fine.
Thanks, Mike. Gotcha. I was like, well, he is a good-looking man.
Smile.
All right, your question. Sony collaborated with Nintendo to create the prototype of what game system? He thinks musically. He sings Negro spirituals when I try to remember stuff. Oh, sweet church. Oh, that would be 4 times 8.
I'm going to go with the PlayStation 1.
There you go. Now, wait. You're our first one and done of the day, so you get a 50-50 question. In this case, it is yes or no. Do octopuses fart?
I'm going to go with yes.
No, they do not.
No.
They do not fart. They will expel a certain gas out of their backside, but it is specifically to propel themselves forward. Okay. All right, Ted, real quick. Do sloths fart? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
They don't?
Sloths don't even fart.
The perfect pet. They are the perfect pet.
The perfect pet.
I mean, if you're going to sleep with an animal that doesn't fart in the bed, I mean, that's the one you pick, right?
Dude, my dog farts all the time. And she does it like, I don't know. She'll jump up like on her hind legs to greet you and say,
I got it from you, Dad. I got it from you.
But when I do it, it's funny.
The problem is, if you had sloth as a pet, it would take you'd have to get home and be like, all right, meet me in the bedroom.
You think it'd take 2 hours to get there?
Yeah.
Well,
I think you
they can come to bed wherever they want. I don't care.
But I'm saying put him where you want to see him when you get home from work. Because he's not going to have moved.
I think he's going to be in the bed when you get home. He's already under the covers.
Right.
He's just.
See, I was trying to piggyback on what you said, but it sounded bad when it came out of my mouth.
He's got a bottle of Sprite on the nightstand. He's watching Netflix.
Yeah, he's been drinking that Sprite for a month and a half.
Sloth is sitting up in bed with the covers on, man. He's just kind of hanging out, smiling when you walk in.
About time you got home.
What's up, Dad?
What took you so long?
What's up, Dad? What's for dinner?
All I did all day was move to the bed.
What do sloths eat?
I don't know. They probably eat like leaves and stuff.
They got to eat something
probably
that
the
they
same
don't
things
hunt.
that Veggie Dog eats back there.
The same general diet.
Just salads, fruits, berries,
things
yogurt.
that don't move on their own. So I can't hunt.
Things that don't sound appealing. More Big Dummy coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
You diet, you work out, and still there's that one stubborn spot. Hey, it's Jason. I just went after my stubborn fat by doing cool sculpting at Tureen Dermatology, Minnesota's top cool sculpting provider. Dr. Tureen is my dermatologist. We froze my fat, and those fat cells are gone for good. FDA approved. No pain, no downtime. Ranked top doctor 8 years in a row. Trust the experts at Tureen Dermatology. Call today, 651-633-6883, and say goodbye to stubborn fat.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
KISW, the men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
We're heading to the pub. The Irish Pub with Ted's Meat and Potatoes right after the game known as Big Dummy. 206-803-ROCK.
And just for Mike, hello, Gina. Welcome to the men's room.
Damn it.
Hello.
China?
Look, I called you Gina last time because Mike thought for sure I'd call you Gina, so this time I wanted to make Mike right to call you Gina.
Yeah, China. I like it.
All right, Regina, are you sober or not sober?
Ish, so not.
All right, ish.
Okay.
We are not the cops.
Yes.
We are simply a radio show asking.
Gino, your life is portrayed through what? A TV show, book, movie, or stage? Where are you going?
Book.
All right, it's a book.
Is it going to be a thick book, short book, quick read, what?
Romance novel?
Oh, it's a romance novel.
Oh, Lord. Does that mean you get around or you've had one big love of your life?
I get around.
Okay. All right, how many chapters per man? So if you have, each man has a chapter, how many chapters would this book have in it?
Well, 12.
12? That's not bad.
All right, not so bad.
Yeah, I can read that. That's a short read.
We could call it Gina's Gina. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Gina. And it can be scratch and sniff. All right, Gina, here is your question.
Damn, Frank was a stinky lover.
The essence of each romp. Right there.
Each man's smell.
Oh.
That guy worked at a gas station.
All right, your question. Who was shot by Jack Ruby?
I don't know Jack.
You don't know Jack.
Jack Ruby.
Ted, I know you know.
All right.
They made a movie called Ruby about him shooting this guy.
I don't think people really cared that Jack Ruby shot him.
Oh, it was, what's his face? The guy who killed Kennedy.
Lee Harvey Oswald. Thanks for ruining the next question, which is going to be who did Lee Harvey Oswald shoot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you believe the government.
Yeah. There's a guy named Dexter. He had 4 fingers. All right, your question. A sonnet usually has how many lines? A sonnet.
A what?
A sonnet. S-O-N-N-E-T. In English class at some point when they're acting like Shakespeare matters, they'd bring up the fact that he wrote sonnets. And they would say that a sonnet had blank number of lines.
12.
Oh, you guessed 12. So not a bad guess. Anyone remember English class?
11? Sonnet?
Nope.
I can do a haiku.
Sonic the Hedgehog. It was 14.
Oh, 14.
All right.
14. All right, Gina, question number 3.
He was a very highfalutin hedgehog.
Yes, he was. Got all the ladies.
Yes. Which Seinfeld character takes off their shirt when they visit the toilet?
Kramer?
George, isn't it?
George, yeah.
You got a guy there right now. What chapter is this?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's chapter 10.
Chapter 10. Oh,
what about the other 2?
Have you not written those chapters yet?
Are you dumping in for 2 other guys?
Okay. I have 12 chapters with the guy next to me. You're chapter 10, buddy.
I know what that means.
She plans ahead.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
So good.
Forethought.
Gina's got a bench.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of them just started warming up.
Hey, buddy, if you're listening, when she taps her wrist, you're out.
I'm in South Carolina right now.
Middle
too.
reliever coming in.
South Carolina. What's the temperature like in South Carolina right now?
Well, it's about 55.
Not bad.
It's about the same as it is here. Yeah. But it's humid there, so your sex is all sticky and smells weird. All right. Smells like barbecue.
Well, we went to Cougar Town last night, so.
Is there a place actually called Cougar
It's
Town?
the East Coast, of course there is.
No, it's called Cheetah Club.
The Cheetah Club.
That's subtle.
The Cheetah Club.
We'll never figure that out.
I do think Cougar is the mascot of College of Charleston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be the Bellevue mascot. All right, your question. Who played bass in the Beatles? Who played bass in the Beatles?
John. Ringo?
Oh, my God.
Gina, don't listen to anybody. Just
Number 10 didn't know either.
Oh, my God.
Do you guys know who the Beatles are?
Have you heard them? All right, here you go. What was the name, and Ted's going to get all excited. What was the name of the exercise?
Stop it, Ed.
Stop getting excited, Ted.
All right.
What was the name of the exercise product famously pitched by Suzanne Summers? Yep.
Let's get physical.
No,
that's Olivia Newton-John.
And that was a song, and it wasn't a product.
Ask number 10. He'll remember. These commercials were on late at night. A lot of us fell in love with her because of this commercial.
The Thigh Master?
There you go, Gina.
Oh, number 10 knew that.
Holy cow. Wonder how much time that guy's got left.
Well, now...
well, he's number 10.
I mean, she said there would be 12 chapters.
That means there's 2 more chapters that have to be written about 2 different dudes. It's in chronological order. The math is easy on this.
I thought she was going to say either he's number 13, like he's the permanent, or number 12.
I mean, she basically just...
Not number 10.
She basically just broke up with him.
I know, it's probably like, number 10.
What do you mean number 10?
She's doing this like a Tarantino flick. It's a little bit out of order.
Thank God
you know what I mean?
He can't do math. I knew that.
Hey, 10.
But all the characters know each other.
At 10, don't feel bad, because number 6 is next. I get the feeling that's how that's going to work.
I wonder if she lived there. She's just like, man, I'm in South Carolina.
Coming down to get number 10.
Damn. Hello, Dirk. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola. Dirk, are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
Welcome to Big Dummy, sir. Our men's room poll. Your life is portrayed through what? A TV show, a book, a movie, or the stage?
TV show.
TV show. Comedy?
Dramedy horror.
Dramedy horror.
What adds the horror element? You're the second person today to say part of the genre would be horror. What is the horror?
Are you a mortician?
No, I'm not a mortician. I just had a few medical mishaps that I'm not sitting well with me right now, but I'm good.
So not a hospital show?
No, I've been in the hospital a few times.
No, hospital shows are about romance, Miles.
Well, you can meet
and then there's like the side note. Oh, God, yeah, we have a heart transplant. But otherwise, let's show doctors having sex in a broom closet. All right. Here is your question. The first TV commercial for a toy aired in 1952, but it featured what toy? Hula hoop, Frisbee, Mr. Potato Head, or Barbie?
52 Frisbee.
I'll say hula hoop.
Nope. Mr. Potato Head.
Potato Head.
How bored were kids? I want you to think about this. It's 1952. You're a kid. TV's starting to break big. You're watching TV, and you realize kids are playing with dirt and sticks, and the first thing they advertise is, hey, kids, we got a potato. And you could put a face on it. Because keep in mind, the first Mr. Potato Head was a potato.
Right.
With the things that you punched
You
in.
basically, yeah.
You supply the potato.
Don't disrespect the Mr. Potato Head.
I'm not disrespecting Mr. Potato Head. What I'm saying is kids had such limited things to play with back then that the idea was, hey, kids, grab a potato. You can make a face. Like, that's as much
I know
fun
that
as
had
you
Mr.
can have.
Watermelon because he got a bigger head.
Yeah, that's, you know
bigger
what?
eyes. Bigger
Did you
nose.
guys play with a potato head?
I never owned one. So if I went to a buddy's house, I would play with theirs. But
Yeah, I had one. I loved it. Sometimes you could put like his ear where his lips should be.
Yeah, exactly.
The holes are all the same size.
Yeah, that was the fun of it.
Probably a step up from a stick if that's all you had, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, get kids to play with a potato. I got an idea.
Right.
All right, your question. What word describes a cut of steak containing both the T-bone and the tenderloin?
Ribeye.
Is it a porterhouse?
It is a porterhouse, yeah.
But what's the difference between that and a Delmonico?
I don't know.
Delmonico's depends on where you are. Sometimes it's a strip, sometimes it's a ribeye. And you're strip. It just depends. I've seen it in both.
Somebody here makes a good point about our friend Gina. They said, I think Gina is visiting South Carolina and she's recycling number 10.
Oh, back with number 10.
Yeah, back with number 10.
All right.
I like that. Well, you know what? He's still in the division. You got to play him twice.
The question I ask is, how do those two other guys taste?
I know.
Damn! Hey!
That's why you do the scratch and sniff.
What was it? Oh, he worked in a lumberyard.
Smells like a Home Depot. Yeah, no, that's Lowe's, brother. That's Lowe's. All right, your question. What record label did Barry Gordy Jr. start in 1959?
I'm going to guess Motown.
You guessed correctly.
Yes.
Somebody here says that Steve Harvey looks like a black Mr. Potato Head.
They're not too far.
I don't think they're wrong. Think about his smile, right? That to me, you go like, yeah, I can
the mustache too. I mean, that goes along.
Oh, God, that's right, yeah.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
I had Mr. Potato Head already typed in, and they just said versus, and the first thing that popped up was like, Steve Harvey. I didn't even write S. That's literally, it came up right there. I haven't even typed in S. But
We'll go ahead, put a side-by-side comparison. Go to the image.
Yeah. I'm going to look at it.
It's the mustache. Well, they're both bald.
No, the whole thing.
It's everything.
If they made that as a bobblehead and that was the head, you'd be like, that's Steve Harvey's bobblehead right
I understand people think I look like a black potato head. Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. John, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
John, welcome to Big Dummy. All right, our men's room poll. Your life is portrayed through what? A TV show, a book, movie, or stage?
TV show.
TV show.
Who's going to star as you?
I'd have to be somebody pretty ugly. I don't have anybody off the top of my mind.
Well, who do people say you look like? Or do they not? Because
they
don't
want to say you're ugly.
I get a lot that I look like Matt Damon, but I think he's a lot better looking than me.
All right, well, hey,
If
comparing you to Matt
people
Damon.
think you look like Matt Damon, you're probably not ugly to most people. I mean, I've never looked at a really ugly woman and said, my God, you remind me of Emily Ratajkowski.
No, but he brings up a good point. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, nobody ever says to me that you look like this actor.
I've heard Kevin James with you.
Yeah, mostly people are just like, don't you work at that bar? Like,
Aren't you a brewer?
Yeah. Do you ride two wheels?
Do they walk by you like this?
Right. Where they tell me really racist jokes.
Did I see you in that bear bar?
I just look this way.
I'm actually offended, stop.
Right? You don't know where I'm from.
You don't know.
We're taking all the East to Oregon and folding it into Idaho.
Have fun with that. Congratulations.
I'm from Pennsylvania, too, so I appreciate your guys' Maryland links.
What part of Pennsylvania are you from?
The Harrisburg area.
Oh, it's a hellhole.
See, it's funny. It didn't matter what you said. I hate it. It's just, I don't know what Pennsylvania's ever done to me other than exist. I just don't like
Have you ever done a weekend away in Scranton?
No, there's a reason I haven't gone back there in like 9 years.
All right. Oh, we understand. I keep going back for you.
Yeah, Harrisburg's sad looking.
Harrisburg is real.
So is Shenandoah.
The whole place, man.
Really is.
Honest to God.
Allentown.
Other than Philly. Like, Philly looks like a major city.
Okay, the last time I saw Harrisburg, though, was because I was going to Hershey Park, which is fun.
Yeah.
And we got to hit a Sheets.
Oh, I thought you said
Hey,
hit a sheet.
John, does anyone give a crap about Halloween in Harrisburg? Because they got candy all the time, right?
My senior year in high school, I worked at Hershey Park, actually.
Oh, nice.
So if you remember the Comet or the swings, like, yeah, I was the one operating it.
How, look, you go to certain places, and the older I get, the more I think about these things. As a kid, you just want to have fun. You wouldn't care if it's a one-armed dwarf with a dog's head running the ride, right? But as I get older and I start surveying, like, who's operating these things, considering the complexity of these rides, I'm like, I'm not getting on there if that kid's running. So, like, how much do you really know about what you're doing, other than just press start and press stop?
Absolutely nothing.
John, that's pretty cool that you took the Hershey Highway to work every day.
Damn it, Miles. And
well, it's true.
I would just feel no whammies, stop and hit the emergency stop and freeze it on top of the hill.
How many times did you have, during an average summer, right, and people are getting on nothing all frickin' day, how many times did you have to hit an emergency stop or clean up vomit or poop?
Vomit quite often. Emergency stop was only when I did fun. You know, there was never an actual emergency.
Okay. I've just had it.
It's when you're working 8 hours, you got self-alert somehow.
When you work 8 hours at an amusement park, do you stay on the same ride the entire time, or do you get to move around?
You move around.
Okay, thank God, because I start losing patience. All right, here is your question. By the way, Ted, people suggest that a corgi can play you.
Okay.
All right.
It's a weird movie.
It's played by a corgi, but you'll understand.
All right. Oh, no, it's true.
Yeah. And he talks the whole thing, lives his life, just as a corgi. All right, John, your question. In what country were police dogs first used? Germany, Belgium, Russia, or the U.S.? So Germany, Belgium, Russia, or the U.S.? That would have been my guess. Nope.
Russia.
Belgium. The least likely, you would think, right?
But that's right.
That was your dog.
Story, yeah.
That's why the crime rate says hello. All right. Tom DeLonge, Mark Hoppus, and Scott Rayner formed what band?
I only recognize the last name, but Soundgarden?
I like this band, but you would not confuse Blink 182 with Soundgarden.
Blink 182. All right, a question.
All right.
What was the Grinch's dog's name?
Yeah. I'm going to end up being the big dummy here.
You got a long way to go for that, brother. Trust me.
I have no idea.
Like a pretty standard name for a dog.
Might find it on a volume knob.
A volume knob? Hi?
Hi. Close. Max.
Question 4.
Question number 4. Who was assassinated by James Earl Ray?
Also known as Sweet Baby.
Oh, come on.
What was your guess?
Grover Alexander?
Grover
Alexander.
Is that even a person? Grover Alexander.
Pennsylvania educational system in use here, sir.
Dr. King.
That is correct. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes. Question 5.
What was your answer, Mike?
He went with the other black guy.
I thought it was John Lennon.
Oh, I thought you were doing Malcolm X when you did the glasses. I saw you do the glasses like, oh.
I'm glad I wasn't racist. Okay.
All right, what movie character?
No, you're right. You thought it was a white guy from England.
Yeah.
What movie character is a... What movie character is a, quote, sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania?
Are you kidding?
No.
I have no idea.
This movie has been showing in movie theaters since like 1976 or 77 or something.
Yeah. I only know this character by that description. I don't know this character's name, but I know that description.
It's a hell of a catchphrase.
Yes, it is.
You're going to remember that person. Who did you guess?
Dracula?
The Rocky Horror?
Yeah, right. Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Question 6.
Tim Curry.
Dracula. You don't know this about me. I am a transvestite as well.
That's the Nick Cage Dracula.
I want to suck your blood or anything.
I'm a transsexual transvestite from Transylvania.
All right. Your question, what is permanently frozen subsoil called? Permanently frozen subsoil.
It's Superma.
No. You find it in the Poconos.
Permafrost.
Okay.
There you go. Well done, man.
Good. Head chef coming up. Ted's Meat and Potatoes heading to the Irish Pub in honor of St. Patty's Day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Love the skin you're in with Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa's facial services. Enjoy the tranquility and deep relaxation while giving your skin a rejuvenating glow. All facials are tailored to your individual needs using the highest quality ingredients designed to give you healthy, radiant, and younger looking skin. Visit any one of their 8 Seattle Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa locations or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details. T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Odyssey celebrates Pride by amplifying the voices, music, and conversations of the LGBTQ+ community. Download the free Odyssey app and listen to podcasts celebrating and having conversations about the issues facing LGBTQ+ Americans, like It's Okay to Say Gay, Queer Intentions, and The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie Mattel and Katia Zamo. To hear music by and for the LGBTQ+ community, plus podcasts and more, go to Odyssey.com/Pride or download the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to this, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you can be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $700 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year. So you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 29 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $698 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2021 and May 2022. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Head to the Old Irish Pub coming up with Ted's Meat and Potatoes and the head chef. But first time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
I will jump right into the birthdays. Ola Bacholas, please wish my friend and bandmate Jake a very happy 28th birthday. Can he get a fish sandwich and the captain? Recounting some St. Patrick's Day's misadventures. Thanks again, gentlemen. That from Alan.
2 hour get a fish sandwich.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Actually, all of us mascots enjoyed old St. Patty's Day, but the two who have the most fun is Lucky the Leprechaun. He's a leprechaun, for God's sakes. But just know that his lucky charms aren't the same on St. Patty's Day as, say, they are any other time. And don't fall for the old green clover. It's modeled after his anus. And the other mascot who loves St. Patty's is the Jolly Green Giant. So one day he goes completely nude, Miles. He's green all over. But just a warning. Don't trust somebody who offers you a pickleback. Your farts smell like dill. And also don't enjoy a game of pickleball. It's not what you think. Crunch berries.
What up, fellows? Can you please wish Josh, the bearded woman, my brother from another mother, a very happy birthday? Hook him up with a backwards fart, a inspirational quote from Miles, and the Dirty Germans talking about dirty, raunchy sex with bearded women and the other hairy regions. Stay classy. Lots of love, guys. That from Danny. An inspirational quote for Josh about hairy regions. Okay. Josh, I found my first gray pubic hair today. And normally, to be honest with you, with my age, it wouldn't bother me if it just wasn't in my hamburger.
Yeah, see? So talking about having the sex with the bearded woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have old saying in Munich, when you're showing them upside down, they're all bearded.
Yeah, so the way I look at it is this. I simply hope she's bearded below the belt.
Pacholas got to get a birthday. Shout out to my buddy Scott for his 36th birthday. How about the Dirty Germans talking about his Ram Charger tubes? Thanks in advance, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of words, which you could just say penis.
Yeah. So what kind of cars that he said he has?
Ram Charger.
Yeah, also one of those big trucks. Don't worry about it.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Thank you, Bob. Bob, a couple extra emails. The March 15th show. That would be yesterday. Guys, a guy called in about his left arm being paralyzed by some medical condition. Mm-hmm. He said he was a sheetrock guy. Said his initial indication was back pain between the shoulder blades. What was his medical condition? I'm wondering. I have had unexplained back pain between my shoulder blades since November. Doctor said take Motrin, try physical therapy. So far, no change. Took an x-ray, didn't see anything. That from Greg. Greg, I'm pretty sure he had cancer.
Yeah, I emailed him back and said specifically this guy had a quarter-size cancerous tumor in his lung, but where the tumor was located. So I believe they shrunk most of the cancer, but the tumor is still there. They don't want to operate because it's dangerous, but where the tumor was in his lung, somehow it was resting on or nudging a nerve that feeds your left arm.
What was behind the door of that show?
Sleep tight.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I'm catching up on the podcast on the Odyssey app. Had to send you an email. So I was partying in New York City, some friends. Getting late in the night, we were hopping bar to bar. About to leave the last bar and club. And I needed to find a bathroom, and I couldn't find it. So I go down multiple flights of stairs till I found what I thought was a bathroom. I was very wrong. What I could make out from the super low blue light, padded walls and floors, the smell of sex, and the wriggling of arms and legs, I'd stumbled into an orgy. Fun times, guys. That from Noah. And one more on what happened down there. Aloha, guys. What happened down there? The story is a classic leg break. I was living alone in my parents' cabin while attending college in Central Washington. Mid-December, while walking my dogs, I slipped in the driveway and heard my leg snap. Now, I'm naturally really clumsy, and I didn't give falling a second thought. Tried to get off the icy driveway, put my foot down, and heard the snap again. I dropped the dog leash, screamed for help, but the neighborhood completely empty. I immediately started covering my broken leg with ice, frantically calling my dogs. Something to note, there was a wolf sighting 2 days before, right where I fell. Luckily, I had my cell phone. Even though I don't get service in the mountains, I was just close enough to the cabin that the Wi-Fi was connected, and I was able to call 911. I sat in the ice crying and screaming for my dogs for an hour. while waiting for the ambulance to arrive or to be eaten by a wolf. Luckily,
your dogs are like, there's wolves out there. She's going to die.
Dogs came back, no wolf, and I got a lot of morphine. 4 years before I broke my leg, my mom fell in the same place on the driveway and broke her leg.
Jesus.
Now we have the exact same story and matching surgery scars to prove it. Rock on, guys. That from Kylie.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat and potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the men's room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef of the house. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Good to see everybody out here today. Thanks for coming inside on such a beautiful day. Now, listen, St. Patrick's Day, obviously a big celebration. I know Seattle has some. I want to say they had the Irish Parade last weekend.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boston probably has one of the more famous ones.
I would think so.
Chicago, they dye the river green.
They do.
Isn't like Chicago one of the biggest ones in the world, celebration-wise?
It is.
Okay.
It honestly is. And the American version is almost a better party.
That's what I've heard, then, if you're an Irish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And St. Patrick's Day, it's funny, like, some people get anxiety about it. Not anxiety, like, here's my thing. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, I will go to a pub and have a beer, maybe a shot, right? And I don't know what, I mean, look, you grow up with enough Irish Catholic people, right? But, I mean, look, we're all American. But that's just kind of my tradition. And I don't think you need to plan stuff, but, like, I know back home, like, I have a buddy, right? He used to coach me. His birthday is St. Patrick's Day. So he will go and set up at a bar, like, basically when it opens. And then he'll just have a rotating cast of characters that'll come through. Now, sure, he'll be hammered by the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But it's kind of nice to just pop in and see him for a couple hours and catch him when he's doing
idea.
stuff. Oh, yeah. Like, my sister still throws a party and cooks corned beef for everybody. Credit where credit's due, though, and the head chef. It is my brother's recipe.
Okay.
She just throws the party, so somehow over the years, she's gotten credit for it. And I talked to my brother. He's like, yeah, it's my recipe. But some people, they were asking people, they took a poll, like, how do you feel about St. Patrick's Day? They asked the people if they made plans, they feel lazy or tired, or wish they hadn't. Almost everyone said something happens. 36% said, look, a lot of times we go out. 8% say, they never really feel like going out.
I think it depends on the day of the week, too. You know, St. Patty's Day falls on a Friday this year. That'll be a huge night. You know, on Fridays, I just want to go. I have no problem with St. Patrick's Day. I like it more than Cinco de Mayo as far as drinking holidays go. But I don't need to go out for it. But it falls on a Friday. I'm feeling good. The weather's been nice.
Friday's already going to be a big night.
Yeah.
And my thing is this. If you like being in a very crowded bar where it's going to be difficult to get a drink, it's going to be hard to find seats depending on the number of people you're with and et cetera. I'm like, pop into an Irish pub. But I'm guaranteeing you it's going to be packed. There's going to be probably a band playing
an
most of the
Irish
time.
pub will definitely be packed tomorrow.
So there will be people out, but I would recommend trying to go someplace where you can get in and just get a drink first, whatever bar that is in the area, and then find your piece, and then maybe try to venture over and see what the scene is, but it's going to be nuts.
And generally, I'm with you. St. Patrick's Day is the one day where I'm like, screw it. I don't care how busy or how packed it is. We got to go in there and get a pint. Right? And just to say we went to an Irish pub.
Like Guinness or an Irish beer, you're just like, I'm just going to get a pint, but you want the beer that you want.
If I'm going in just to get a pint, it'd either be a Smithwick's or Guinness.
Okay.
I love when people say Smithwick's. Look, I did it once. Everyone in England made fun of me. They're like, hey, it's Smithwick's. Like, okay. But I heard a guy not long ago, my wife and I were at a bar. The guy came in. He's reading the beer menu along with his girlfriend. The bartender walks over. He wanted to try beer. He hadn't tried before, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you know what? I'll try one of these Smithwick's. And I said it at the exact same time as the bartender, just so he had no more embarrassment in life. Smithwick's, dude. Just it's like, oh, okay, one of those.
Okay. I mean, look, again, that's the only reason I know it, because the bartender just,
Yeah, I got to go through it, man. Can I get Smithwick's? Like,
right, and sometimes you forget different languages, even though they're still speaking English. It's the way they pronounce stuff.
Exactly.
Right, I mean, look, I sat on the airwaves a couple months ago talking about Waxum. Everybody's like, it's Wrexham. It just starts with a W. Right, but it's Welsh.
Okay.
Yep. I'll tell you one thing I like. I've never had a bad Irish whiskey.
No.
You know, you'll have a bad bourbon or a bad American whiskey every once in a while. It seems to me whenever I try, like, well, we don't have this, but we have got that. Anything I try is pretty smooth and pretty easy drinking.
I bet you if you're in Ireland, it'd be entirely
different. I don't think it gets the credit, you know, as other, like Jack Daniels and all that stuff. But Irish whiskey is very unique, and I think it's
it's the way they do it, right? Because the Irish are famous for their whiskeys, right? The Scots are famous for...
hopefully Scotch.
Scotch. I don't know. I'm telling you, my brain shut off at 3 p.m. Yes. Peaty
The
or whatever.
Scots. Yeah. What is it that
are
the
they
Scots
famous
do?
for? So let's see. For people who
don't pronounce that.
Right. For people, I'm like, what do they call that?
The Scots, you know.
For people who do plan to drink, beer is the top choice by far. 70% of us will buy beer.
Sure.
34% of us will buy hard alcohol. 29% will buy wine. And 17% are buying hard seltzers.
I would buy both of the first two, beer
Correct.
and whiskey. Like they go together.
And listen, I'm saying if I'm just popping into a pub tomorrow evening, right, like between the walk here and home, then I'll get a Guinness and a shot of Jameson.
There you go.
Yeah, or tell them or do.
Tell them or do, right? But also, I don't shame anybody. If you're hanging out in an Irish pub for hours on end, get a Bud Light that's green.
Yeah, it'll help you in the long run.
Right?
Talking to the ladies with that green beer.
Yeah, I know.
I'll stay at your house tonight. Guess what?
And it's funny. So American lagers like Budweiser and Coors, they'll still be the top beers we'll be drinking. Half of beer drinkers will reach from. 31% will go for stouts like Guinness. Irish beers obviously see a massive bump around St. Patrick's Day. Normally, Guinness is the 17th best-selling beer in the U.S., but in March, it jumps up to 9th.
Wow. All right.
Get to the top 10. I actually have a can in my fridge.
I wonder if March Madness even helps that. Not the idea that before St. Patty's Day you're thinking Guinness, but after St. Patrick's Day, you crush a few Guinness, right? Like, I like this beer. It's not as heavy as I thought it was, blah, blah, blah. And you kind of stay on that train for 1 or 2 weeks. You're going to be watching basketball anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you all of that works together.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's something kind of fun about it. The Irish heritage thing is weird. Because you're right. People are always like, I'm Irish. That's why I do this.
Apparently every goddamn person I met is Irish.
But, there's other holidays with different, for instance, on Cinco de Mayo, I'm not going to run around town in a giant sombrero.
Right.
But as an Irish descent guy, sure, man, put on a green shirt. You're with us.
Let me ask you this. How come people only use, I'm Irish, or I'm from Philly, or I'm blonde? It's always negative. You know what I mean? No one ever says, I'm a member of Mensa. You know why? Because I'm a brunette. It's it's only if you say something bad, man, why do you keep getting in fights? I'm Irish. No, you're an a-hole.
I think generally when you're at that point that you're already defending something,
yeah.
So it's easy to say that.
You're making an excuse.
Yeah.
I thought you said you were from Kansas.
So we were talking earlier today about Irish pubs and English pubs.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fun fact, the Irish pub invented in America.
Are you kidding me?
I'm almost positive.
Well,
I want to say it was Chicago. Somebody in Chicago just said, hey, why don't we have an Irish-themed pub? Obviously, in Ireland, they're just pubs.
It's a pub.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly. You know what was disappointing? I got to spend 12 hours in Dublin. It was a layover, but we're let's go into Dublin and check out the city. And the buddy I'm with goes, man, whatever we do, to go to an Irish pub. I'm like, hell yeah. So we saw some sights and we decided, all right, the last thing we'll do before we go back to the airport, stop at an Irish pub. And the most defeating thing about it, it looks like an Irish pub. You know,
like the ones we have here.
So they're modeled legitimately after your average Irish pub. So I don't know what we thought we would walk into, but we walked in, we're like, well, now we're just in a pub that's in Ireland. But it looks, right, the hardwood floors, the same decor, same everything, and we ended up doing Guinness and JMO.
I have a buddy that travels the world for work and everything, right?
Yeah.
Ex-military guy. And he always talks about, he goes, look, wherever I am in the world, you look for an Irish pub. Because he's people in there want to drink beers. There'll be some type of sport you recognize on the TVs.
Might meet someone who speaks English. Right?
I was going to say, and he was saying you'll generally find Americans, Brits, and some Irish.
Also, as far as playing golf, being the birthplace of golf, a lot of golf courses tend to lean that way as well for an Irish pub.
I thought St. Andrews was the birthplace.
It is the birthplace, but Ireland's got a lot of courses. It's got those old historic castle courses and all that stuff. In London, this is the place that my daughter used to go to every once in a while when she lived there. But it's called American Bar. So same exact thing. We would never have a place here called American Bar.
Right, it's just bar.
But there they have French fries.
Right, we just go to a sports
pizza.
bar or whatever. So we were talking earlier about Irish food and stuff, right?
Sure.
So obviously you got corned beef and cabbage, which I love corned beef. Shocking.
I do too, man.
But I said to you guys, what is the one, the best appetizer that you can get in an Irish pub or English pub? Because they both serve it.
Best appetizer?
In my mind.
Appetizer? I don't know.
Skinless bangers.
The sausage roll.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
Right, sausage
I don't know if I've ever had one.
Oh, dude, seriously, it's...
Wow. All right, I almost said I know Thrillos because we talk about them all the time.
Sure have.
It's basically a puff pastry with a sausage in the middle.
It's hard to mess up, man.
It is. So I was sitting here and I was like, wait a minute, is it Irish or is it English? Turns out it's just Commonwealth nations.
I've never seen that before.
Oh, really? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
seriously. If you go to an Irish pub and they have them, get them.
Yeah, it looks good.
Very good.
Right, you talked about Irish nachos. Yeah, I mean, look, I can name a couple places right off the top of my head that serve a sausage roll. Then there's an English place downtown that serves mini sausage rolls.
I'm in.
Yeah, delicious. But also corned beef and cabbage. You have that. You have bangers and mash, right? And a lot of
sausage,
Sona bread sometimes,
sausage and mashed potatoes.
Is there a nickname for bacon? So bangers is sausage.
Rashers.
Okay. God, I always confuse them. Right. Rashers are bacon. Bangers are sausage.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, though. You go to an English pub or an Irish pub in the States, they're basically going to have the same menu, and they're also going to have the kind of the same decor, and they're probably going to have soccer on.
Yes, a lot of those things for sure.
And scarves flying. Right. Like Atlantic Crossing.
Boxy cakes are another one you'll see in Irish pubs that are delicious.
I've had that. I can't remember what was in it, but it was surprisingly good, I thought.
I mean, it's basically like the way boxy cake started was years ago. You would just take leftover mashed potatoes, kind of form them into a thing and fry them. Now, some places, right, like Miles, I know me and you are fans of O'Donnell's, like they'll put their corned beef in there as well.
Yeah, please do that. Please do
And
that.
a lot of Irish places have a traditional English breakfast.
Well, yeah.
So if they're going to be open early, I guess that's just kind of like, all right, we'll take your breakfast then.
Yeah. And then the last, I would say, if you're in an Irish pub, they got, also fish and chips, ubiquitous.
Of course.
But then the last one is one Mike and I love. I know you guys hate, but that's shepherd's pie, man. Shepherd's pie is so good. It's got everything in there. Carrots,
part of the
peas, lamb, covered in mashed potatoes,
The lamb
gravy.
and the mashed potatoes and gravy, cool, but then they add the vegetables to ruin it.
You know, it's fun. The only thing that has a vegetable added to it that bugs me all the time is beef stroganoff.
Yeah,
Is that also sometimes the same pastry they use for the Irish sausage rolls? You ever had that like with a shepherd's pie? Like
No, because the shepherd's pie, as best I can tell, is like a pie crust.
Shepherd's pie doesn't have the crust. It just has the potatoes on top.
Oh, okay. All
right.
Gotcha.
Like a English pie or Irish pie, like that would be the same kind of puff pastry.
Yeah.
And if you want to go really fancy and be English, you get a beef Wellington. But honestly, that's hard to cook. Just go.
I'm not doing homemade.
That's
beef
bread. That's
Wellington.
breaded steak that's medium rare.
Yeah, but it's puff pastry. I mean,
It's
there's
amazing.
all
It's
this
amazing.
crap.
That's amazing that anybody can even figure out how to do that.
Because you had to do it for royalty or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, go to a bar, get a pint, get a shot, get a sausage roll. You'll love it. And ask for a good mustard.
Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
You diet, you work out, and still there's that one stubborn spot. Hey, it's Jason. I just went after my stubborn fat by doing cool sculpting at Tureen Dermatology, Minnesota's top cool sculpting provider. Dr. Tureen is my dermatologist. We froze my fat, and those fat cells are gone for good. FDA approved. No pain, no downtime. Ranked top doctor 8 years in a row. Trust the experts at Tureen Dermatology. Call today, 651-633-6883, and say goodbye to stubborn fat.
Love the skin you're in with Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa's facial services. Enjoy the tranquility and deep relaxation while giving your skin a rejuvenating glow. All facials are tailored to your individual needs using the highest quality ingredients designed to give you healthy, radiant, and younger looking skin. Visit any one of their 8 Seattle Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa locations or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, Cono, drink a toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, research shows people are willing to let robots help them with their mental health.
Their mental health?
Their mental health.
I mean, look, I'll tell you what, if it helps, who cares? We let animals do it.
Right, and part of it was like, as long as it doesn't look like a human, like they would open up their feelings about it, be open to interpretation and maybe advice, but as long as it wasn't a humanoid looking robot, they were fine with it.
You know, it makes sense because here's the thing. A lot of times people don't want to open up because of fear of judgment, which is understandable because you have something that's bugging you that deep. Right. Obviously, it's not something you want to share.
Sure.
And you don't want to share it for fear of judgment. But a robot, it doesn't care. It's just going to be analytical. You might not like what it says.
Right.
But it's like, man, for a robot, everything's black and white. Binary code, brother.
Right.
So if it's like, get your head out of your ass.
Oh.
Stop being a bitch. You know, but you might feel bad about it, but I think you'd be more inclined to be like, you know, it's not insulting me.
Reach down, see if you have any fuzz on the kiwi.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a man.
This is what your dad was talking about.
Damn.
And he's not proud of you.
This is why he does not call or answer.
Next question.
Notice how you weren't at Thanksgiving last week? A member of an affordable housing...
They didn't go on vacation. They were home.
A member of an affordable housing committee in Rhode Island resigned because he can't afford affordable housing in the area.
Then it's not affordable housing.
Right.
It's just cheaper.
Exactly.
Right. Affordable housing is different than costs less than other places.
What counts as affordable housing? I've never known that. What counts as, is it just...
Generally speaking, if it's like run through municipality or a state, they do it by percentage of what the mean average is in the area that you live in. So in Baltimore, affordable housing will be a lot cheaper than Seattle.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in Seattle, affordable housing here would be upper middle class.
Sure.
And a lot of other San Francisco, Seattle, LA, places like that.
Right.
So it's
where there's a lot of money in there. So affordable housing is really just not all that.
But they do
Seattle basically just doesn't have it.
Right.
Not by the normal federal standards of how you'd see it, but because Seattle itself, by zip codes, does so much better than most of the other country. Affordable housing, the cost of it is much higher than affordable housing in, say, Arkansas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. I also saw an article yesterday. It was talking about cities where your paycheck goes the furthest and cities where it goes the least.
Let me guess. We were up there with San Fran, LA, and New York.
Oh,
San Jose.
Seattle was number one.
Oh, we were number one.
Yep, for where it goes the least.
Eats it
That's
right
one
up,
thing
man.
I said, man, and this is not like a big gripe bitch session, but, you know, everyone filed their taxes. We go through that. And they hit you how they hit you. But I'm like, man, you do understand in Seattle, your money does not go as far as other places, but you're still taxed the same. So if you live in Arkansas and make $50,000 a year, and you live in Seattle and make $50,000 a year,
Right.
and take kids out of it and all that.
One place you're absolutely dirt poor, the other place you're considered middle, class. And
but they're going to
doing pretty
tax you the same, and it's like, it's different here. You know, I don't know who's to blame or why it is, but like, man, I get taxed the same as this cat in Arkansas. My God, man.
Mm-hmm. There's a mom on TikTok that named her son after her beloved dog that passed away just before she gave birth.
I'm sure. Do we know the name?
Miles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool name.
And I
used to have a dog named Miles.
Yeah,
you
I was going
did.
to say, I've known a dog. And
Did you name the dog Miles, or did you?
What do you think?
Did you obtain the dog with the name of Miles?
I met a girl at work, and I said, hey, my name is Miles. And she said, I have a dog named Miles.
Hooray.
And then we got married.
and then that dog and her lived in a shared apartment when we first got here.
Gotcha.
And my now wife, then girlfriend, came out to visit.
Oh.
And when she came to visit, we naturally had a lot of sex.
Sure.
When we're done having sex, Ted tells me, dude, whole time you're having sex, Miles is outside of your door listening. But I think he's talking about...
You thought it was about human Miles.
And I'm like, why?
With a glass cup.
Miles, you're a freak. What the hell?
It took a minute, because I'm like, why would he do that? Ted, is not tracking with this. He's like,
I was just watching TV. You hear a couple noises, no big deal. But the dog Miles was
Ted,
like, what is going on?
I've always wanted to tell you this.
The way he kept saying it was, he goes, I don't know, man. He goes, look, he went down to your door and he just put his ear up and he's listening. So I'm getting irritated. Then finally we're both like, we're talking about the dog, aren't we? He goes, yeah. I said, okay.
Ted, I've always wanted to tell you. Thanks for covering for me.
I was like, what the hell, dude?
Oh, damn. University of Florida researchers discovered that tequila worms are actually moth larvae.
Oh,
that makes it worse.
It does. I don't know why, but
no,
it does.
doesn't. You're still eating a worm.
It's not that when you say a worm is done.
What
larvae means more?
What worm did you think it was?
I thought it was worm. I don't know.
I know, but worms.
If you
turn
call
into
it
an
worms
are worms, they end up turning into an insect, right? Most of the time.
No, worms are worms. Larvae are different.
Well, yeah,
they are worm-like, but they're not a worm. So a worm, you go, it's just a worm.
You know what? That's just another one of those things that just you believed it your entire life being one thing, but then you find out.
Do people eat the scorpion or the tarantula that's in there?
I think some people do. If you get the tarantula, scorpion, I don't know. Tarantula,
I've seen both.
I don't, but you know,
right?
I might try the worm only because they said, look. Well, now that I know it's a larva, maybe not. Even though I know it's long dead, just the name bugs me. But they said it's so concentrated with the alcohol. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, man. I bite another thing and I get hammered. Cool.
Right.
You know what they should do? They should put the tequila worms in there, but then, like, strain them out at some point and just sell them separately. It's like a tequila gummy. Want to get hammered without all the trouble of swallowing a drink?
Oh.
Eat a tequila worm. Get hammered one bite.
Kind of ends up like that pear. What is that pear? Is that a tequila pear or is that a vodka pear?
I've had that. I think it's a vodka or something.
Vodka
Didn't you
pear.
eat them?
I did.
And how did that go?
I think they hang the bottles from the tree while the pears are growing and basically just grow it in the glass. Yeah, I've eaten that. Don't do that.
No?
Don't do that.
Where'd you eat?
Basically, as high school kids, my buddy's parents went away. We broke the bottle. We drank the entire bottle. We decided to break the bottle so we could get inside. Problem was, this was like the centerpiece of their bar. This wasn't.
You guys took it.
It had an exotic cap on it, the whole deal. He was mad at his parents.
Oh, okay.
no.
First Bueller moment with the car.
Exactly.
Damn. Well, that's just another one of those things that
you believe.
You thank you.
But it's not real.
Thank you, Ted. You know what? I'm just going to do it.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 historical facts you were taught in school that turned out to be 100% false. Like the one that said Roman gladiators were all convicts and slaves. It may have started out that way, but in fact, many people signed up for fights willingly to prove their prowess. Some gladiators even became celebrities. You may have even heard of the most famous gladiator of them all.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
When he said that, I thought he was going to say Rudolph. Most famous one of them all.
Most famous gladiator of all. He got drunk a whole lot. So these are 10 historical facts that you were taught in school that turned out to be 100% false. Number 10, we're talking about medieval times. Someone says almost everything about medieval times, Hollywood highly influences our image of it. That people use swords and axes all the time. Spears. It's spears most of human history has the tool that they've been using. Vikings use spears. The samurai and knights use spears. Bayonets existed because people that you always need a spear.
You kept your distance. There's the reason you use guns. You don't fist fight.
Yeah.
Proximity goes a long way, man.
Exactly. What do we know about the Salem witch trials?
They burned witches at the stake.
That is absolutely false. No one in Salem was burnt at the stake during the Salem witch trials. Instead, most of them were hung with one being crushed under rocks, which...
Okay.
Yeah, basically what they do is they put a giant wooden door on you and then just start stacking the rocks until you quit breathing.
Huh.
Yeah. That terrified me when I was younger.
For good reason.
I never heard that nursery rhyme.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I believe the whole burning thing came over from Europe.
Oh, correct. They burned some others over there, yeah.
It also makes, when you say pressing, I just think about, college and high school hoops.
Yeah.
Pressed.
Got pressed.
40 minutes of hell.
They're playing hoops.
They weren't lying.
Not dry cleaning.
Everybody knows Paul Revere.
And the Raiders?
Famous Patriot. What do you got, Ted?
Famous fake. He barely did anything.
He didn't do much.
Yeah. What do we know about his ride?
He yelled at... He ran through the town or on his horse screaming, the British are coming. My understanding was he told other people to go tell people the British are coming.
So the whole thing about the British are coming or the Redcoats are coming, he wouldn't have done this because almost everyone in the colonies was British.
The Brits are here.
Right. The same people are here.
I'm almost there, brother.
The ones we don't like.
Right.
You know.
Those bad guys.
Those
people.
Damn it.
Those people showed up later.
Those people are coming.
With their red coats. I just know when I've talked to enough people and know enough about history that people are just like, yeah, man, that whole thing is pretty fake.
Right.
Why do we bother to drill this into people's
Because
heads?
it's a fun little story.
Because his family's full of millionaires.
Right. He was a silversmith. Of course he was the hero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 10 historical facts that you were taught in school that turned out to be 100% false. Marie Antoinette, her famous quote. Everybody know her famous quote?
Let them eat cake.
Correct. Marie Antoinette saying let them eat cake is her most famous quote, but not what she said. And
she had her legs spread and said,
it smells like cake.
No. Let them eat. And she was happy.
It was a big pie country.
Let them eat pie.
Let's see. As I recall, weren't her last words an apology to her executioner for tripping over his foot? Final words being, I did not do it on purpose. So yeah, enjoy that.
She apologized to the person who's going to kill her because she tripped over.
I'm sorry.
I hope that didn't trouble you.
Mm-hmm. Number 6, we've all heard about the lady that sued McDonald's. You guys remember this one?
Spilled a hot coffee in her lap.
That is exactly correct. And I was on McDonald's side of the fence with this one all day. It's like, you're getting a hot coffee. What do you expect? Let's see here. She received third-degree burns from how hot that coffee was and needed a skin graft. It was found quickly that the location kept the coffee well above the temperature legally allowed to serve a hot drink in a cup.
I know that. I'm still split on this. So McDonald's, keep it legal. Flip side, even if it's legal and you order a hot coffee, don't put it between your legs.
It's still a little bit ticky-tacky, but still, if it's scalding hot enough that you got third-degree burns and need a skin graft.
Also, this is the age before, like, those sleeves. Starbucks uses.
I wonder if the sleeves that became part of it.
Sure. Because if that cup's hot enough, then you drop it just out of, it's burning the living hell out of your fingers. Or maybe you're wobbling it too much, then it starts to spill.
Right.
And again, they gave her third-degree burns.
I know.
Second degree is bad. Third, you need skin ripped
Especially on your hoochie coochie, dude, yeah.
Oh, man.
My hair is sticking up just thinking about that burning me.
Yes, sir. Number 5, the Irish famine. We've all heard of the Irish famine.
Famine. Yeah, that's why they came over here.
That is exactly right. The Irish famine wasn't just a natural disaster. There were plenty of foods in Ireland. It was just exported to Britain. Since our staple food for most people was the potato, so the failure of the crop was devastating. However, there was so much food being grown over here that was exported. We were also, as a people, given the option to have food if we denounced our religion, leading to the phrase, taking the soup. To take the soup was to denounce Catholicism and become Protestant.
Why doesn't the Irish pubs, back to head chef, have baked potatoes? I mean, who came up with that?
I know!
I don't know.
You would think.
They have Colcannon ones. Get those.
What is that?
I'm not positive how to make them. I just know people do. It's like the best mashed potatoes you ever have in your life.
All right. 10 historical facts that you were taught in school that turned out to be 100% false. The Boston Tea Party celebration. We all know how that went down.
It was huge in elementary history.
Yeah, the Boston Tea Party didn't have some grand celebration. Many colonists were confused. Many patriots viewed the tea's destruction as vandalism, and it's recorded as one of Boston's quietest nights in history because they were sneaking onto a ship and then just tossing off all the boxes. You really want to shout and scream?
You don't announce that.
No.
Right. And luckily, that's before social media. They've been like, join us for the tea party, bro.
That one's one of those things that, like, stuff happens nowadays. We just hear about it, right? It's like, right, at the time, people are kind of split on it.
You bet.
Right, because it's tea. There's a reason they wanted that. You don't want to pay the tax on it. Everyone agreed with that, but also they wanted their tea.
Right. Number 3, the white classical period. Our general public is unaware that classical Greece and Rome had colored paints all over those statues, much less colored dyes in their clothes. Stop it. We tend to believe that there was a lot of white in the classical period, which isn't the case, reported another.
By the way, somebody here says that McDonald's coffee lady, she wanted help with her medical bills after insurance said no. That's when she took them to court.
Right. Ta-da.
I thought we were talking about painting there. I got a little worried.
I know.
We're not the insurance company that's paying for this.
Right. Stop it, really. Number 2, ninjas dressed in all black to stay stealthy. We all know that, right? They wear the black uniforms and they're agents of the night. The thing is that ninjas dress like ordinary people.
Because they're blending in.
That's how they sneak up on
right. The all-black look stemmed from Japanese theater to make it more evident to the audience who the ninjas were.
Okay.
It's at the end of the day, the all black look, that's a uniform. If you're trying to be stealthy and sneaky, you don't
Also,
want
like,
a uniform.
Dude, you are a walking, talking turtle. This is fairly obvious.
For real. Put on a Tommy Bahama shirt, damn it.
Yeah, like normal people just walk the street. They don't walk around in their geese.
Or being a turtle.
Right.
That's a good point, right?
Are you on your way to a class? Why are you wearing your geese?
What's
You're
going
not
on, man?
7.
And then the number one historical fact, quote unquote, that you were taught in school that turned out to be 100% false. What do we know about Albert Einstein, a famous class that he failed?
Chemistry.
Physics?
Math.
Oh.
Albert Einstein never failed math. Rumors started from Ripley's Believe It or Not. Einstein responded to them by saying, I never failed in mathematics. Before I was 15, I had mastered differential and integral calculus. He wasn't very good at the non-science related classes and failed French.
Well, that's why Ripley said or not.
Right. There's always the or not.
Leave it or
True or false.
A man found the answer to the age-old mystery. How do you get tased at the airport?
How do you?
I will tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Odyssey celebrates Pride by amplifying the voices, music, and conversations of the LGBTQ+ community. Download the free Odyssey app and listen to podcasts celebrating and having conversations about the issues facing LGBTQ+ Americans, like It's Okay to Say Gay, Queer Intentions, and The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie Mattel and Katia Zamo. To hear music by and for the LGBTQ+ community, plus podcasts and more, go to Odyssey.com/pride or download the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Inside School of Washington is open to all Washington State residents grades K through 12. We have a personalized approach to education. Whether it's college credits with dual enrollment, career readiness, or credit recovery, we will accommodate your family's needs. The 23-24 school year enrollment is open now. Go to K12.com/ISWA. That's K12.com/ISWA to find out more. We've been around for over 12 years, doing online schooling successfully. No tuition fee and a high success rate. The support you and your student need. K12.com/ISWA.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 29 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Join me every Thursday at 1 p.m. exclusively on the Odyssey app as we go live with Odyssey. Join in on the action as we cover interesting facts, top 10 lists, and some fun new games. Follow the Men's Room page on the Odyssey app and join in all the fun Thursday afternoons at 1.
Heart of minutes, drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast the Diocese of Buffalo, New York. Now, we're toasting them for doing the right thing, all right? They put a local Monsignor on administrative leave after receiving a sexual abuse complaint. Now, he was originally placed on leave in August of 2019 for an accusation from the 1970s. He was reinstated a few months later, but as more substantial information has come forward, the diocese, we got to let you go. So they did remove him. Now, I'm not saying that you should judge a person by their name, but this particular Monsignor is named Peter J. Papa Dick. Now, that's his name. All right. And I asked Mike. Mike sent me this article. I said, did you read the full article? He goes, no. Quick side note. As they put in the article, Papa Dick served as a longtime secretary for Bishop, and I'm not making this up, Edward D. Head. That's right. Papa Dick and Edward D. Head. What do you know? Yeah, so the diocese let him go. So congratulations, guys, for doing the right thing.
Hooray.
Yeah. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy. Yummy! So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Throw, could you please, everyone, how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Christina. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Christina, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. You have a choice of one of four stories. The Wonderful World of Drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Or, of course, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, where you guess the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon.
Let's go with Bite Me.
All right, you freaky little thing. Here is your story. They say the packaging on her lunch promised, quote, an extra source of protein. But one New York woman got more than she bargained for after she said she crunched on something unexpected in her lunch. Jessica Mills of Queens, New York, said she was having noodles from the Smart Ones Weight Watchers line of products when she made the unwelcome discovery. She said, quote, I knew something was not right because the meal itself is not crunchy. All of a sudden you hear crunch. I reached into my mouth and pulled something out. She said she then pulled out both halves of the thing. Quote, every time I picture something green, I don't think I can eat it. I'm really freaked out, and I eat a lot of vegetables. She said she called the quality control number, and they offered to compensate her for the meal or get her a complimentary new box, but she said she's not exactly eager to try another meal from the line. She said, quote, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to purchase a new one or eat one for a while. Meanwhile, the parent company, Kraft Heinz, they produced the Smart Ones product line. They told ABC News that the company is, in fact, looking into the matter. But Mills said right now she saved the particular thing as proof, but hasn't quite been able to put it into a container. Quote, it's sitting on the original plate. I can't bring myself to go near. So She is skeeved out. The question is, what did this woman bite into and in half? Was it a caterpillar, a cicada, a frog, or a grasshopper? So caterpillar, cicada, frog, or grasshopper. She bit into one of these and split it in half.
What do you think, Ted?
Caterpillar, frog, cicada.
Caterpillar, cicada, frog, or grasshopper.
What do you think?
Well, she bit into it and it went crunch.
Bit into it and went crunch, right. And then found the other half of it in the rest of her food.
I don't know. The only one I've bitten into is the cicada. And there's so many of them around. I could see that easily ending up in manufactured food. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, when they come out, there's a lot
this is like you microwave it or you put it in the oven, so they're making mass amounts of
this. It's a Weight Watchers thing, right?
Yeah. I'm going to go cicada.
Cicada for Ted. Christina.
Yes, sir.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to go with probably a grasshopper.
Grasshopper. Okay.
I'm going frog. We're going to find out what you bit into. Caterpillar, cicada, frog, or grasshopper next.
That was a tease. Walk the dogs, school drop-off, meetings from 10 to 3, take kids to soccer, then no time left for a jog.
When everyone else is relying on you, it's easy to put your needs last. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online, so you can show up for yourself the way you do for others. Visit betterhelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/positive.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and
All right, categories by me on profile. This is a New York woman who was eating noodles when she heard a crunch. Bit the item in half from a Smart Ones meal. Question is, was it a caterpillar, a cicada, a frog, or a grasshopper?
And Christina, unfortunately, this is the very question that we asked you. Now, you said a grasshopper, which leads me to believe you are related to one Mr. Miyagi. However, it was not a grasshopper. Not a bad guess because there are no good guesses in this. Miles, you went with the frog.
I went frog.
Because you're kind of disgusting. That is horrible.
Come on.
Don't get cocky. You played the numbers game. When cicadas are here, there's a lot of them, and you are correct.
Oh, tasty and delicious.
So here's the thing with that. If you're not... if she's on the East Coast cicadas show up once every 17 years, right? That's it. But when they show up, I mean, it's literally billions of them come out of the ground. If you are not familiar with cicadas and you bite into one and you see if she ate the ass end of it and just saw the red eyes looking back at her, she will never be okay again in her life. That's a guarantee.
Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, got some choices today.
Okay.
We got Seth Meyers.
You have a big head, dude.
We got James Corden. The Jimmies.
Fallon Kimmel.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
Here's right there the title. These guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
This week marks the start of the traditional spring break. This week marks the start of the traditional spring break for college students. And 9 months from now marks the last trimester.
The Ted Smith.
Yeah, I'll say you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one, buddy. That's funny.
It is. Well, I had that one. It took me a couple hours to figure out the last trimester. I was just going to say, like Stacy's last trimester.
That would be a giveaway.
Last semester. Let's see. 2 Russian fighter jets collided with a U.S. drone and sent it crashing into the Black Sea. The damage would have been a lot worse, but luckily on its way down, the drone bounced off a couple of Chinese spy balloons.
Say Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Yeah, that's right.
2 Russian fighter jets collided with a U.S. surveillance drone and sent it crashing into the Black Sea. Yeah, the damage would have been a lot worse, but luckily on its way down, the drone bounced off a bunch of Chinese spy balloons.
Due to budget concerns, Netflix announced it's no longer moving forward with the Nancy Meyers $130 million romantic comedy. But you know what's going to happen. Any minute from now, Netflix is going to realize it messed up and run to catch Nancy Meyers at the airport.
Fallon. Kimmel.
Fallon.
Due to high budget concerns, Netflix is no longer moving forward with Nancy Meyers' $130 million romantic comedy. But I know what's going to happen. Any minute now, Netflix is going to realize they messed up and run to catch Nancy Meyers at the airport. Hold the doors! Hold the doors! Nancy!
What, is she
I made the biggest mistake of my life.
Is she the Twilight? Not Stephanie Myers.
I don't know.
That's
honestly,
the right
I was
answer.
just thinking, like, who the hell is Nancy Meyers?
I don't know either.
I'm sure she writes romantic books. Taco Bell announced next month it'll remove the quesarito from its menu in order to bring back 2 popular items, napkins and the bathroom code.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Taco Bell has announced that next month it will remove the quesarito from its menu in order to bring back 2 popular items, napkins and the bathroom code.
It is that time of year where people fill out brackets and watch NCAA basketball. We've been talking about it all week. I actually filled out a bracket this year to help out, I don't know. Somebody had something going, some charity. I was like, sure.
Okay, all right.
But like most people, after this morning, it's already busted.
Is it?
I think
What
everyone.
were some of the bigger upsets today? I've not been paying attention.
I heard Clemson beat Arizona.
Clemson beat Arizona.
Arizona
by the way,
was an 8
Ted,
seed.
somebody texted in earlier that their 11-year-old took Maryland to take the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, we only have number 1 Alabama up next.
No worries.
Right, so I did watch most of that game this morning, doing a bunch of stuff, but kind of kept checking in. Maryland did beat West Virginia, which is nice. Because frankly, Maryland, while we are kind of famous for a basketball program, haven't really been awesome the last few years.
We're always kind of good.
Yeah, but Virginia lost again. And University of Virginia is a weird college basketball program because they either lose to a 13 seed or a 14 seed in the first round, or they win a national title. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just what Virginia does. And they did 3 years ago win a national title?
Yeah.
So all their fans are I don't believe the tradition. We won't get bounced in the first round. But when you look at their record, that's kind of what you guys do.
Yeah, that's your MO.
Yep. Princeton, I feel like Princeton, as far as smaller schools go, they always show up. I didn't see any of that game. I'm sure they were running the backdoor cut.
Who's the best smallest school in NCAA history? I believe this to be true without being able to confirm.
Gonzaga?
Gonzaga
or
There's
Creighton?
50. Creighton's always in it too, right? So you think about Gonzaga has 5,200 students total?
Is that it? Yeah.
Or something like that. It's a small school. I think nationally people perceive it as this really big school, and they can't figure out why they don't hear about them outside
Maybe
of basketball.
LaSalle?
Maybe. I mean, you think about it. There's these teams that have incredible
Here's the only
basketball
argument I would make for LaSalle, right, is it's literally in Chicago.
Well, Georgetown is literally in D.C.
Yeah. Right, so I'm saying, when you think of basketball cities, Chicago is probably number 1, New York, but the D.C. metropolitan area, right? DeMatha got a bunch of shout-outs today. One of Maryland's top players, DeMatha, right?
You can't just not.
But hey, it's the announcers. It's not me.
I just want to point out what the announcer said in case you didn't hear him say it.
But Gonzaga, right, it's a small school.
Tiny.
Spokane, Washington. I know Spokane has the massive 3-on-3 tournament. But, I don't think of, and Seattle does well in hoops, but I don't think of Spokane, Washington, and that area of the country as, basketball hotbeds.
I think part of the reason Spokane got the 3-on-3 hoops, honestly, is because of Gonzaga. It's understood that in that one strange city in this outlier part of the country, right, basketball's huge because what Gonzaga has done, for the last 20 years?
Look, Gonzaga's, they run their program so well now, they're just at the point they have to win a national title. Because now everybody expects them to be good, right? They generally are going to not walk through, but they're going to dominate their conference.
They are.
They're ranked, and a couple years ago during the pandemic, I was this is their year.
This is their year, man.
Because Gonzaga went out and played anybody that would dare to take them on, and they won. Unlike BYU's football team when they went to Coastal Carolina. So I'm saying, but Gonzaga's at that point now, they got to win a national title.
Yep.
But I will say also, there's a reason the power big conference schools, it's just bigger physical play. And over the year, you're going to get kind of toughened up to it. So you get to tournament time, it's hard to do that. And some coaches pop in the tournament, some don't. It's a weird thing, but also probably one of the best things in American sports.
I agree, without a doubt, man.
And it's fun.
And it's not we call it one event, but, the Super Bowl is one event. The World Series, if you're lucky, it goes 7 games. It's quote-unquote one event, NHL, NBA. But with this, it's more than any other time, I think, as far as the quote-unquote playoffs go. Because they can't call it playoffs, right? So they're going to call it the tournament. This is the longest lasting, everyone has a vested interest time in sports ever.
Yeah, and, people like a one and done.
I think that helps. And the other thing, the NFL, you can say, man, the month of January, you go, right, but it's once a week. But this, you know what I mean? It's every day, man.
It's also easy to forget who wins that tournament, too.
What's that?
At least for me.
NCAA?
I'm thinking about, who won last year? I know Gonzaga got knocked out.
Who did win last year?
So it's always a different team.
Was it Baylor?
That's the one thing about the basketball.
Was that last year or the year before?
That's what I'm saying.
But
at least basketball is more of a different team every year, where football you can go all right, this team's going to be
But that's why
Clemson's going to be
if
there.
you win
Alabama's
2 years in a row in March.
I mean, I will say, though, the blue bloods are always in there, right? You're always going Kansas is always going to be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Duke. I don't know. I say
Carolina,
that. Right. So there's always kind of those blue bloods as well. All right, this is an interesting list of some of the most controversial Saturday Night Live moments of all time. Let's see. The first one on the list comes from the year 2000. In the year 2000.
That's right.
Jimmy Fallon impersonating Chris Rock in blackface.
Yeah, that'll not. Do well.
But the thing is, at the time, nobody cared.
Right.
And then it was 2019. It came back up, and it became a thing. But
it's one of those weird things. So you get pegged for something you did, and it depends on your intent. I truly believe your intent is intent, right? You kill someone you didn't mean to. It's manslaughter, not murder. You got to pay your penance, but we're not going to charge you a homicide. It's what I mean. It's manslaughter, right? So. And look, this might surprise you. Not a massive fan of blackface. But at the time he did it, it wasn't what it is now.
Correct.
Right? So ask yourself, would he do it now? Probably not.
Also, you can do an impersonation of someone in their character without having to do it cosmetically.
right.
There's a reason that people get on stage and just impersonate someone. Yeah, just be them. You don't really need the physical aspect of it.
His band is the Roots. On his show, I think Jimmy Fallon's all right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Back in '92, and you can't really find this one because NBC took it out of everything. But Nirvana, here from Seattle, after performing on the show, the band used the night's sign out to send a message to people that were homophobes in the audience. Basically, they all kissed each other. They say making out. I watched it today. I was like, they're kissing each other on the lips.
Look, the first time I kissed a girl was one thing. First time I made out with a girl, it's like, there's a lot more phone calls.
First time I made out with a dude, though, that was great.
I'm glad you appreciated that.
Yeah, I did.
Dana Carvey's from 1986 to 2000, his offensive Asian character.
That was bad.
But again, at the time, everybody thought it was all right. And look, this happens time and time again in comedy. So I'm not on the side of the it was fine then, we should do it now. I also think sometimes you got to look at something at the picture in time and go, it was fine then.
A lot of things were fine then. The way we used to treat women, the way we treat minorities, all these things were fine then. But my God, dude, adapt, right? That's all.
Right.
Al Franken used to do a gay character.
Right.
He's not gay.
Right.
Actually, I read something just real quick. They were talking about, who's the guy? Everyone loves him again now. Encino Man, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I thought you were talking about Pauly Shore, dude.
So I know. So
they both were in Encino.
Yeah, he did the movie The Whale, and people give him credit for his acting. I have not seen the movie. Maybe I'll watch it one day. But anyway, you would get gripes. Go, well, it's a straight guy playing a gay character. Why don't you get a gay character to play a gay character? And I go, well, there's two things. One, you're acting. Okay, Tom Cruise acts like he's a pilot. You're arguing one of a pilot play a pilot because they're not actors. The flip side is Rock Hudson was gayer than the day is long, played straight character.
Mm-hmm. And women loved him.
Right. You're acting.
Conan O'Brien, this is a list of the most controversial Saturday Night Live moments. Conan O'Brien loves penis.
We watched it in the office earlier.
All right, so you're right. He was a writer on SNL, came up with a sketch called Nude Beach, with the characters, including the host Matthew Broderick, say the word penis more than 40 times.
It was great. Basically, they have a half fence up, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's topless. And they're just walking around in a new colony like, hey, John, nice penis.
Right.
Your penis looks awful small today. That kind of thing. Oh, where are you from? Rochester, New York? Probably have a lot of small penises.
But it's just the number of times they said it. I think it's just...
Yeah, it was over 40.
Yeah. Well, I used to always tell a story. It's Smith family lore. I never asked my uncle if it's true or not, but he would always go to those... what are the beach resorts in the Bahamas and stuff?
Hedonism. Hedonism.
Jesus. Nope. Not hedonism. Singles would go to them.
Oh. So
they were kind of famous. But either they...
Sandals?
Not hedonism. Right, sandals something, but there was some... naked beaches.
Yeah, for sure.
The myth, I don't know if it's true. The story is he saw Wayne Gretzky's hockey stick.
Hopefully he saw his wife.
Let's see. Buck Henry's, this 1998-1990. Uncle Roy sketches. Roy was obviously a pedophile who would babysit his young nieces, played by Gilda Radner and Lorraine Newman, and make them play really questionable games. Despite the controversy, the sketches were created by two female writers, and it was kind of a public service announcement about child abuse within families.
Right. But remember, get mad first.
And then number one on the list, obviously, was Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor's Word Association, 1975. It's only in the show's 7th episode. They were already busting out the N-word.
Well, Chevy did.
Well, yeah, but obviously Pryor was cool.
Exactly.
Right. It's a written thing.
It was in the context of the story.
Like I said, All in the Family, the Jeffersons, it was thrown around, and it's thrown around within context to make a bigger point about social things.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right, let's see. You still got some games going on tonight. I know there's also a Sea Dragons game that's on ESPN.
Yeah.
And Mike would like to remind you, ESPN Plus as well. What time's that kicking off, boys? 7:30? 7:30. I know there's a few more basketball games on tonight. And then I usually recommend stuff for your morning before I get here, but get up. 9:15. The tournament's back on. Start watching it again.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
You diet, you work out, and still there's that one stubborn spot. Hey, it's Jason. I just went after my stubborn fat by doing cool sculpting at Tureen Dermatology, Minnesota's top cool sculpting provider. Dr. Tureen is my dermatologist. We froze my fat, and those fat cells are gone for good. FDA approved. No pain, no downtime. Ranked top doctor 8 years in a row. Trust the experts at Tureen Dermatology. Call today, 651-633-6883, and say goodbye to stubborn fat.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, away we go. Florida beachgoers are warned their eyes could be burned by people hanging brain. Meanwhile, a man goes to the airport, has 3 margaritas, loses his mind, and basically goes insane. U.S. Postal employee who stole mail gets 9 months in jail. Georgia man impersonating a police officer is let out on bail. And it turns out people on the TikTok, they don't like Gwyneth Paltrow either. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We go to the lovely world of the internet where one man found out how to get tased at the airport. The video shows the man in a standoff with authorities, shouting obscenities and not cooperating, clearly intoxicated. The man is asked what he's had to drink. His response? About 3 margaritas. The standoff doesn't last much longer before 3 officers swoop in to subdue him, eventually resorting to using their taser. And if you've not seen this video, I highly recommend it. It is quite a fun video to watch.
I mean, who knows what happened? Even if he tried to kind of fake it, like, but he literally screams, 3 margaritas, so effing what, F you.
Right. And
that's how you get tased.
I don't care who you are. When you're screaming like a banshee in the airport, nobody's going to side with you.
No.
Guaranteed.
That is a good way just to get yourself in trouble.
People show their real colors there, though.
You know what? You're not wrong there, Miles. You're not wrong. A little bit of stress will make
people who are nuts fly too.
Well, that is an absolute fact. In other news, we go to Chicago, where a member of the U.S. Postal Service is on their way to prison. The mailman was taken to court after it was discovered that he was stealing the mail of some of the folks on his route. Stealing the mail and contents, including financial instruments and even a check for a little over $1,200.
Come on, man.
Since being found guilty, they face 9 years in prison.
Good.
It's one of those where the U.S. Postal Service is one of those sacred government organizations that you don't screw with the U.S. Post Office.
Right, just skim them.
It's a federal offense.
Right.
Stealing mail is.
Exactly.
So depending on what you're doing,
or destroying a mailbox.
They threw him in for they threw him in for 9 months, which is still,
Oh, did I get that wrong?
It's not 9 years, 9 months.
I said 9 years. My bad. Yeah.
Still not something you want to do.
No.
I mean,
especially when you're working there.
They don't mess around with the Postal Service. That's one of the old school organizations out of the government.
Everyone, rightfully or wrongfully, right? Because everyone has this skewed view of the federal government. But you feel like the post office is one of the few, like, give him a mail. Because all you give him is junk.
Right. Even the pledge, I don't even know what it is, but it's like, we're going to deliver your mail no matter what goes on out there.
Unless we want it.
Yeah, right. Is that a check in there? My heavens. Well, a man in Atlanta just couldn't give up the job. Authorities were onto his antics after they saw him directing traffic at an intersection while wearing a police uniform. They questioned him what he was doing there, to which he responded that he was an officer with the local department, despite not having a badge nor a patch to the local precinct. He was later determined that he had been recently fired from his position with the company, where he got his police officer's uniform and was arrested for
impersonating an officer.
Thank you. I wrote the wrong thing.
I would just feel like whether someone retires or they're fired, it doesn't matter why they're not there. Confiscate the uniform.
Take the uniform.
Right, just take the uniform.
Right. Also, it doesn't change their attitude.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Miles.
I didn't retire.
You are not wrong.
I was forced out.
Let's go to Long Island, where a couple went from petty theft into full-on felony charges. Police were called to after the pair went into their local Target, loaded up a couple of car seats into their cart, and attempted to get a refund for them at the returns counter without actually paying for them. Great plan. Sure, it works out. Though they didn't get their cash, they still attempted to walk out with these seats, but were caught by authorities. They attempted to elude officers in the parking lot on foot before jumping back into the car and taking off. Sadly for them, there was an officer already attempting to get into their car as well, hanging out of the car as they sped off, which is always a great idea.
Come on. If you're going to do crime, do it right.
Right.
Please.
This added to their charges after they were apprehended. It's just... When the officer's hanging out of your car, I feel like the charges just get a little bit more ridiculous after
Every
that.
time.
Yes, sir. And that is it for your headlines with that. Go Dragons! Mike Hawk is out.
We'll see you tomorrow from the shirt of Ted versus the FCC. It will be a St. Patty's Day Bad Choice Friday. Go Kraken and go see Dragons.
Yeah, it's a parrot, Mike. Go Dragons! Woo! In the meantime, we be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best, and for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
Love the skin you're in with Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa's facial services. Enjoy the tranquility and deep relaxation while giving your skin a rejuvenating glow. All facials are tailored to your individual needs using the highest quality ingredients designed to give you healthy, radiant, and younger-looking skin. Visit any one of their 8 Seattle Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa locations or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details. T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.